presents the Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome Friday. How you doing out there? Sportscage for Nelson Homes. End of the week. Got 3 hours of absolute fun mayhem for you out there today. Nelson Homes joining us. Colson's got things on the board. Going to be joined by Sharky in a moment. He's my co-host on Friday. Usually it's Thursday. We like to switch it up. Got a lot to get to. You're not going to believe what's going on in Milan at the hockey rink right now. That's a tease. I'll tell you in a bit. We'll show you in a bit. You might not believe it. WHL trade deadline has come and gone. Last night, 7 p.m. Regina Pats didn't do anything. Moose Jaw Warriors didn't do anything. Swift Current Broncos didn't do anything. Brandon Wheat Kings surprisingly didn't do anything. Saskatoon, not much. Prince Albert in Saskatchewan, the big winner. We're going to talk to Jon Keen, our WHL Insider, coming up in a bit. 5 minutes time here. He's always in the know. Jorgen Hus, Saskatchewan Roughrider long snapper. He will be with us about 3:30 in hour number 1. Saskatoon boy. Hour number 2. This is where it gets crazy. Eric Francis, NHL Insider. Always a blast talking to Eric. Dale Derkatch, general manager of the Regina Pats at 4:40. Hour 3, Arash Madani on a Friday. We switch it up. We're going to talk CFL football, NFL, probably some college. What a game last night. And then we're going to be joined by Bailey Schellenberg, women's hockey player playing in the Women's Senior League, as they have the Women's Hockey Showcase going on in Moose Jaw tomorrow night, 7 p.m. puck drop at the Temple Gardens Center. The top senior players from the province, North versus South, tomorrow. Great event going on. Sharky is with. When Sharky is here, he's for Flooring Superstore. Trent Dickin and his team, over 20 years in the biz. Cash and carry prices, or they can get you hooked up and get someone to do it for you if you need any kind of flooring. Flooring Superstore. First off,
I'm not responsible for the Patriots flag hanging behind me.
we are the home of the Patriots.
I want to make that
for the next
clear
3 days in the 306.
I am not responsible for that.
Go, Pats, go.
Home.
All right.
There we go. That's what I need.
Let's start with this. I mentioned we have Riders, hockey. It's January. Probably some pop culture comes in the show because that's just how we roll.
We're versatile.
Got to be more than you got 3 hours. Got to be more than a sports show. You got to talk to people. Want to hear other things. But one of the biggest controversies going on surrounding the Olympics, not the Sam Bennett being left off the team. It's the hockey rink. And if you're watching the stream, sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, Colson's going to get it teed up. You will not believe the inside of the rink right now. And if you're on the radio, I'm going to paint the picture. There is a referee. There's 5 aside. They dropped the puck. They are playing hockey at the Olympic Arena in Italy. It's not AI. I had to really look close at first and see it's someone pulling our leg here. Now, Sharky, we're watching it. If you're watching the stream, look at that offensive zone.
It's big. I think it's bigger than normal.
And then the neutral zone
is not.
There are a lot of small town rinks in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
In and around anywhere where you play the cards, you play the hand that was you're dealt, basically. This is our rink, this is our dimension. Awesome. You play senior in them, you play kids hockey, minor hockey.
It's a lot of fun.
It's really Look at Colson's got the picture of the neutral zone. The blue line to blue line.
It looks like Dysart. Maybe Momart. Like, it's tight.
See, I've never played in Momart. Smallest hockey rink I've ever played in. And senior, like a competitive, was Abbey, Saskatchewan.
Is that smaller than Vonda?
Oh man, that would be close. Those two would be close because people would say Momart is small. People would say Hodgeville is small. People would say Rollo.
Rollo's narrow.
Is small.
Rollo's narrow.
Vonda, I've played in a rec tournament.
Yeah.
From what I remember of it, Vonda's very small as well.
It's very small.
So
very
here, and then there's a story that came out. Colson, their dressing rooms are on. This is supposedly
that's the
one of the
rooms on the left there. They're very incomplete stuff.
If you're in radio, it looks like someone backed up a 53-foot trailer, and it's an empty trailer that you see.
It's an empty sea can. It's an empty sea can.
It's an empty sea can with a ladder and some cords, someone's tools.
There's some unfinished drywall.
A tin of tobacco, possibly over in the right corner.
A dip of Zins. Yeah.
So then there's the story that I read online today. Because everybody's been following this, right? Because we're all going to be glued to the TV in February.
We want to see what's happening.
When Canada's playing. There was no plan B, allegedly. I would have to think that
there was a plan B. Somebody sat down and came up with a plan B. You don't have the Olympics and not have a plan B.
Emily Kaplan, ESPN, had an article. Players have already been told that the accommodations aren't what they're used to in the NHL. The locker rooms are mobile trailers, and players must walk across a mat to get to the ice. That's not a big deal.
It's like an outdoor game.
Similar to the temporary setup the Arizona Coyotes had while playing at Mullet Arena. I went to that arena. It's a beautiful arena.
It's a nice rink.
Really nice. For NHL.
Good college rink.
Yeah. Okay. NHL players are used to having police escorts on the team bus to morning skates and games. They have been told to expect less efficiency in their Milan travel. Federations are doing their best to plan ahead, but no, they'll have to be adaptable. You guys are going to have to Uber. Bus ain't coming. School bus? Oh, this could have. Could
you imagine?
There's got to be a Netflix series coming out after all this, doesn't there? There might, for example, it's deemed that if the ice isn't good enough to host 8 teams participating in one day, they may have to make shifts to their schedule. I love it. This is the meme of the little girl on the swing while the fire is going on behind her. That's how we all are right now.
It's like they scheduled the tournament for April 1st, but in a natural ice arena. Like, it might be okay, it might not. If we get some good weather the couple days before, it'll be cool enough. Yeah.
It was just yesterday, 2 days ago, that we got a glimpse inside, and someone panned Colson. I think we had that one where someone had a camera and it looked like there was ice. Can you turn the volume up on this?
There's no volume?
Okay. The one I heard, there was volume. There it is. So you hear like a sawzle?
Yeah. Still guys working. There's at least seats in there now. I didn't think everybody's going to be in the concrete.
Conspiracy theorist guy to me think this could all be staged. It's like somebody's like, okay, I'm going to record. Ready? Okay, Frederico, fire up the sawzle. Hey, Susie,
get
and
those
Jim
guys
up there,
in the hats.
Put the vest on. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. It's all staged. And then, here, this is. We're hoping to we talked to Brent Kemper, Darcy Kemper's dad, this week. Hoping to get Darcy next week. Here, I was going to text actually Brent and say, make sure you know what kind of tickets you have. Because the venue was supposed to be 14,012 seats.
And now it's not like 10 and change.
11,800.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe there was a walk-up last-minute thing where they were buffered. But if you sold 14,800 or whatever.
14,200 and it only holds 11,800. That's
I
a
love
lot
it.
of people standing along the glass.
I absolutely love everything about this. And then go back to the video of them playing. If anyone's just picking up and watching on, look at that neutral zone and then watch the offensive zone when the black team dumps the puck in. Over the line, he's going to play it in. He's going to skate 37 feet back to grab the puck, bounces it off to his defender. It's amazing. I wonder if that's Notre Dame.
No, it's just
offensive zone.
I think they've just got the blue line too far up, if you will, and made the offensive zone too big. Because it's not any wider. It's NHL width.
Definitely not.
It's just not, and it's old Boston Garden length.
Well, they had to make concessions, and they did it in the neutral zone. And then they made the other zone bigger.
It looks like they got room behind the glass. They could have moved it out.
Jonathan Cale Makar, this guy's shooting those Drew Doughty shots from the point. If there's any wind in there, they might not make it
They
to
had
the
to put
net.
a postage stamp on it so it gets there.
What I fired that one from the point. The guy literally blocked it with his face. Jeff on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. I forgot to mention that because I was so excited to show that video.
Yeah.
Prairie Land Rentals, 600 Albert Street. You get to deal with the owner. If you need to rent a Sawzall,
They got him.
if you need to rent anything that they're working, the tools that they're working at
that you saw in the Italian arena, they've got him.
Prairie Land Rentals has it. Also, the Husqvarna snow thrower dealer. Jeff on the text line says Asquith is small.
I haven't
Now,
been in the old
Jeff,
Asquith arena.
Yeah, I played in a Dandy Game 3 of a series there once. Asquith Rink would feel like Rogers Center in Edmonton compared to Abbey. I've played on both surfaces.
Asquith's an NHL arena compared to Abbey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. This is the meme. The little girl with the fire burning. No. We're the NHLPA. That's the Sportscage. We're just watching this all happen. It's so funny. But no, good text. Hey, maybe that's our question for the day.
What's that?
Smallest ice rink you think of when you think small ice rinks in Saskatchewan. What do we have for prizes? Let's give away a prize. Give away a Sportscage hat.
Nice.
Sportscage, there's only about 15 of them left. I'll get one. I'll show it. We're giving away a Sportscage hat. Everyone that texts in with their rink. Small rinks. When you think small rinks, Jeff's on the board.
Yeah.
With Asquith.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Vonda.
Vonda's small.
Yeah.
And it was cold when we played in that rec tournament, and the snow was blowing in from the one door that was kind of broken. And I'm not talking like a door. I'm talking like a barn door.
That would have been in the northwest corner.
Yeah. But the upstairs they did a new bar. It's like a chalet.
Yeah.
Big wood beams.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Could film a country.
That was after I left.
Could film a country Christmas music video up there.
Sounds fun. You can't do it in the bar, I'll tell you that.
Roscoe.
Where's he been?
If you would have showed the rest of the video, Federico was seen loading ladders and tools back to the rental store. Prairie Land Rentals text line. Let's have a good time on this Friday.
It's Friday.
Let's all have a really, really good time. I called it. Not to be I called it guy, but I called it guy. Classic. Instant classic
you
last night.
You always say that too.
Football game.
Yeah, you say not to be the guy, but I called it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Cheese ball here. I said it was going to be a classic college game, or had all the signs.
Yeah.
And it was.
It was a doozy.
And here's the story. I'll tell it when Arash is on later too.
Okay.
On this program, we're talking to Farhan Lalji, who was on a bus to the game in Glendale. And Greg said, I'm taking Ole Miss money line. They were the dogs. They were the underdogs. 3.5 points was the spread.
Not bad.
So then I thought I was a cowboy. And I dropped. I went straight up win. Old Miss as well. Sports Select. Had it on my paper. Then I'm driving. We're gonna go to the Sherwood Co-op. scan the QR code quickly, get my ticket, one gamer. I'm not going to tell you how much I was going to put down, but I was putting down enough to make it interesting.
Yep.
Because I knew I was 4 hours on the couch. I get to the turn to the co-op. Kind of start shaking. Start second guessing myself. My wedding day all over. No, just kidding. And then I go. I know, and I was listening to ESPN on my phone. They all took Miami.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy.
What do I do?
Oh boy. These guys are way smarter than me. Way smarter than me. So then I get to the and I go and fill out a sheet instead of doing the QR code. I bail on that operation. I take Miami -3.5. And if you watch the ending and how it all went down,
You're sweating bullets.
Barn Dog paid. How it finished. But then Farhan also told me to take the under, which I did separately.
And that didn't work.
No, that didn't work. It was a little bit better than a hedge. We'll get to the pass interference call. I don't really care. We can talk to Arash about
irrelevant.
It was just a wild night. And tonight, buckle up because there's another one.
Yeah. Okay, what are we doing on this one? What do we like?
We'll get to Sprinkle of the Day in a bit.
Okay. I like Sprinkle of the Day. It's my favorite
You
part.
weren't here, so about 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, because he was loading a bus, I talked some WHL with Jon Keen. All right, there he is. Like I said, just recorded this a little bit ago. He's on the bus. Jon Keen with us. He's our WHL insider. He's at Jon Keen NL Sports at Twitter. Long handle, John. Long handle there. He's also
we'll have to work on that.
The Blaze podcast and the Kamloops Blazers play-by-play, but he's kind of our guy to go to anything Western Hockey League. First off, before we get going, I like to have some fun from our days that we used to work together at the Eagle 94.1 and at Swift Current and CKSW and all of that. On January 9th, 2000, top song was Smooth by Santana. Overplayed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Overplayed. Country-wise, Breathe by Faith Hill.
Okay. I mean, we worked at the radio station together where I would have thought that something from the Thompson twins would have been number one at 2000 at that point. That's where we were at, so.
There was, yeah. Maybe a little Hold On Loosely, 38 special coming up, yeah. Man, it seems like a million years ago. So much fun. Let's get down to brass tacks here. WHL trade deadline is come and gone. Again, I'm not in the weeds. I don't know enough, but just by looking at things, uneventful.
Final day, Barney, was uneventful. A bit of a, I don't want to call it a dud, but a lot of the business was taken care of earlier in the week. You know, we saw some major moves go down, including, Braden Coots to Prince Albert. He was said to be available. But when it got down to yesterday, there were some names out there. I think of two names, Lyndon Lakovich's rights in Moose Jaw, and then obviously the deal that did not happen with Radim Murtka, the Czech defenseman in Seattle, and there were 3 or 4 suitors in on him. Seattle decides that the price isn't right, and by all means they can keep him and definitely do some damage here in the second half. So the big names did not happen, and hey, we go any further, I respect what the Warriors did. They probably could have move Lyndon Lakovich's rights, and maybe he would be available in the spring for a Memorial Cup. But they said, hey, you know what? What's the price worth to us? I think they said Lyndon Lakovich will be a Warrior forever, and they decided not to move his rights in the end.
Yeah, that one, and I know there's a lot of people talking about that. We're not doctors for starters. A lot of people saying, well, why? There'd be so many conditions around it. We had Cal Filson on the show yesterday. I want to talk about Kelowna and the Memorial Cup. Obviously, we don't know them that well here. We don't watch them that close. Were you surprised with what they did or didn't do there hosting the championship?
Well, I think, there was a lot of talk that they would replace Peyton Kettles with, a big right shot defenseman. And they sort of did it by committee. They didn't grab that one, big name guy on the back end like a Radi Murka. And even, to a point, Harrison Brunick was in those conversations in Kamloops, just returned from the Pittsburgh Penguins. But the Blazers, it's pretty much exactly what they need here, too. So they weren't interested in that, and that wasn't something that the Penguins wanted either. So they never really grabbed that marquee name. They did it with Parker Alco, so they did it with Keith McInnes, and they made some other acquisitions. But the one thing I think you're looking at here is they never use their silver bullet. They have Lethbridge's pick for the draft this May, and that could be a top 3 pick, and they never moved it. So they've said we're in it to win it. And maybe they feel they have the roster to do it, but lo and behold, they sort of leave that on the table and, don't go down that route. So I like their team. I like their top 6 forwards. I think their top 6 forwards are as good as any with T.J. Ginla back after World Juniors. And, I think, there'll be some question marks maybe on the back end and in goal, but, time will tell how that all plays out.
We're going to talk to Dale Derkatch here in the next hour. They, stand pat, which I hate that term, by the way, but they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And Regina, they are, they're going to battle for a playoff spot. I personally, definitely not a homer by any means, grew up with the Blades. I like what they do here. They're saying, you know what? We got this young group. We are going to now battle. And the experience, obviously, of playing in the playoffs, you've seen it for years and years and years, is one thing, but that battle to get to the playoffs, these young kids are going to grow with that as well.
Yeah, the one thing with Regina, and their fans have been spamming me on Twitter here the last 48 hours about everything, is that, when they moved out Julian Mays, they went out of their way to make a statement to say, we will add and we will, be part of this and use these picks. And they never ended up doing that. So I think that's maybe where they run into a bit of criticism. But I will say this, I'll stick up for Dale. For the buyers out there, it was hard to get business done. And you know what, if you're looking to add a 19-year-old forward or defenseman, well, that team in return wants one of your good young players. And Regina's just not in that boat, right? Like they got Schultz and Pugh coming up. They want to build around that duo. As much as they wanted to get something done, it was just tough to do it at the expense. They have an army of picks, and teams have armies of picks. But when it comes down to deadline day, picks just don't do it sometimes. And for the most part, they want a roster player. And, Dale will probably tell you the same thing. But that's probably why they just weren't in that position to add at the expense of, some players down the road.
What about other teams in the East? Obviously, PA makes some moves. I saw Edmonton as well. Not super familiar, but what do you think in the East? Did anyone really separate themselves or put their name in their chips in the table here to kind of go at it?
Yeah, I think Prince Albert, Medicine Hat and Edmonton have established themselves, I think, as the 3 front runners there based on moves. Brandon never got involved. The Wheat Kings were said to be in a lot of conversations, and I heard they were very close on a couple of defensemen. But in the end, they stand pat there too. I know I hate that phrase. They don't get it done, and they're going to ride, and they're going to have a pretty good team next year there too. Saskatoon just didn't really have the ammo to do much, and when you're looking at those 3 teams above you, with Prince Albert and the 2 in the Central, as much as the Blades and Colin Priestner wanted to get involved, they just didn't really have the means. They somewhat got involved. The prime time there yesterday, around when all the deals were supposed to come out, it was Colin Priestner's birthday, so they put up the birthday graphic mid prime time there. So that probably caught some people like, oh, what are the Blades doing? Oh, it's just the birthday. But yeah, and Swift is retooling for sure. They've added some experience to try to get through the season. That was my read on that on the back end. And Prince Albert, they made the biggest deal. That's a 12-piece deal with Seattle for Braden Coots. And I liked what Curtis Hunt had to say on your show earlier this week. He's pretty dialed. He knows the human element of everything. And kudos to PA. Like they push their chips in a little bit here for sure. And we've talked about this before, Barney. When you're in a position to win, it's tough to think about next year because you don't know who's going to be back with the NCAA landscape, and they may feel they're in that boat. So they decided to grab a marquee guy I like the culture they've created in Prince Albert, and I think that they're good as anybody, and could be even a front runner in the conference.
Was there any word of other players or any big names? And again, this is kind of where the rumors always run wild, and you'd see it and be hit with it a lot. But of the kids that are playing NCAA, John, that went down, that maybe it's not going the way they thought, and then there was rumor of them coming back before things?
Yeah, there were some names out there, Barney, but in the end, nothing got done. That's not to say that something can't get done here still. Like, I think you can still add like a 20-year-old NCAA player up until the roster deadline, which I think is about a month away or so. I know it's early February. So there is that possibility. But, there were some names. And, one thing, Barney, I've tried to do, covering the trade deadline is not talk about, names that, people may not know, or the kids may not know, to put them maybe in a tough spot, because, it's the trade deadline, the rumors and all that. And you hear names all the time, but unless you got something concrete on that, you don't like to, throw a name out there for sure.
I've been guilty of that in the past. So, yeah, no. I don't know, maybe maybe you don't, not to put you on the spot, but when you go and you talk about teams that have a lot of draft picks and the cupboards are full, if we want to use that, going into this Bantam draft, what teams are really stocked up with picks?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know personally in our backyard, the Kamloops Blazers have 9 picks in the first 4 rounds. So I think they feel pretty good about that. There's teams with multiple firsts. Seattle still has somewhat of a good army of picks. Swift Current has picks. Vancouver has, I believe, still 2 first-rounders. I know there was all these picks coming in and out. The Giants, Wenatchee has picks. Really, I mean, those are the teams that come to the forefront for me overall. Regina has picks. Can't forget about the Pats. They have picks too. But I like, again, I follow it pretty close in Kamloops, and 9 picks in the first 4 rounds, and they like the Saskatchewan kids. So maybe we'll see out there in the scouting tour there at some point here if they let me tag along for once. Yeah, well, come when it's golf season. Come for the spring hockey. Come for the spring hockey tournaments right before the draft. Hey man, really always appreciate it. Right, you coming on and shedding light and give us the insight, because I think more than anyone, or a lot of guys, especially around here. Where are you traveling to today? Down to Penticton, so that's the plan. Down to the Okanagan. How far is that trip? That's going to run you about 3 hours or so. Yeah, long senior trip. Hey, senior brackets come out Monday night here in Sask. Yeah. You stay tight with the senior loop. I do, and thanks to you guys and the Nooner, really basically is my my link back there. I'm not even sure where my hometown team is at this year. I know they had a big win against Drake recently, so that'll pay some bills. But yeah, I got to get more. And now that the deadline's over, I can focus in on what's going on back in the Long Lake. It's I think this year, and I think I heard this right. There's some big rivals in the Long Lake joining forces. So. Yeah, things are changing. 2025, man. It's a different world out there. Well, you know what? If I was still back home, I would still assume that my Beat Leroy shirt would still be in style, I think. So, Beat the Braves. Travel safe, John. Always appreciate it. Let's catch up in a few weeks here. Okay, thanks, buddy. Good chatting with you. Right on. There he is. Jon Keen, voice of the Kamloops Blazers. Also does the Blaze podcast. If you want to check that out, lots of WHL chat. And then he's a great follow on X or Twitter at Jon Keen NL Sports. If you want to follow along WHL, he's in the know. We'll take a break here. We'll come back, Sharky and I. It's a Sportscage. We're on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
1949 was a big year of change when it came to elections and voting rights in Canada and Saskatchewan. I'm Andrew Dawson with 100 years of CKRM. Until January 1st, 1949, First Nations people were banned from voting in provincial elections. That year, the act to amend the Canada Elections Act was passed by the federal government. It took some time for the various legislatures across the country to make similar moves. 11 years later, in 1960, a Saskatchewan law came into effect to allow First Nations to vote without having to relinquish their rights or treaty rights, which were the rules prior to the change. That applied even to First Nations people who had served in the armed forces and in the Second World War and the First World War. BC was the first to make the change in 1949, and in 1969, Quebec was the last province to make the move. Learn more about 100 years of CKRM at 620ckrm.com.
Sask Lotteries has over 50 years of winning behind us, and you know what that means? Lots of winning numbers. Numbers like over 1,200 organizations funded and 12,000 plus groups supported. $6 million given away annually in community grants. And the winningest number of all, $1.4 billion given back to the people of Saskatchewan through sport, culture, and recreation. And we're just getting started. Learn more at sasklotteries.ca.
Back to our regular spot, Pump Jacks Cathedral.
You know, I thought Pump Jacks was a kind of boot polish till last month.
What are you getting?
Kerwin's crispy ribs and a cold pint of local craft. Crispy, meaty, beautiful.
You had me at meaty.
Plus, we got live music on the weekends, big screens. This place is basically my second marriage.
And way cheaper than the first.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pump Jacks Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Don't miss a minute of Sportscage. Podcasts are posted at sportscage.com. 620 CKRM.
Welcome back to the show for Nelson Homes. On Friday, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Sharky's with me. And Sharky's here is brought to you by Flooring Superstore in Regina, Park Street. Trent Dickin and his team, 20 years experience, anything you need flooring. All right, so the Riders came out with their 2026 coaching staff and football operations staff today. The highlights, Micah Johnson, we heard that he's going to be coaching the defensive line, hanging up the cleats.
Yeah.
He's going to get the itch.
Oh,
He's going to get the itch.
But I think he's going to enjoy being retired.
Defensive coordinator. Oh, man, I can't wait to interview this guy again. Joshua Bell.
Yeah. Good choice.
All about energy.
Yeah.
Love that guy. So nice for him. And then I got to say, I know this guy a little bit. Jeff Stusek from Regina. Now that guy's put in his time. Talk about giving back to the game.
Yep. Long time supporter of minor football. And excited for Jeff to get that opportunity to work with the Riders. That's pretty cool.
He'll be special teams assistant as well. Special teams.
Just in case you're wondering, there are 3 former Regina Rams players or coaches on that coaching staff.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is. Special teams coordinator coming back this year, Kent Majuri. Love interviewing Kent
Majuri.
Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. No one likes cooking on a Friday for the most part. Get some Western Pizza in ya. The pickup special, get a wheel, maybe the Greek favorites you love, souvlaki, ribs, salad. Joining us, Jorgen Hus from our Saskatchewan Roughriders. Kent Majuri, his pipes. If you had to have an arm curl off with Coach Majuri, who's going to win that?
What's up, guys? You know what? He is stronger than you think. He's got a history of powerlifting, and he can bench. He can bench a lot. Like he's in the 300 club. So, it's not an easy. Wouldn't be an easy target for sure.
Wow. You're up in Saskatoon, where you're from. East side. I'm not going to hold that against you, being from the west side. But has the cup made its way up there yet? What's your plan with the cup and when it comes to celebrating with everybody in Saskatoon?
It has. I actually got to have it over Christmas. So got it Christmas Eve, I think. They came by, dropped it off. had it Christmas Day, and then I think Boxing Day as well. And then I handed it off to Logan Ferland. But I don't know if you saw the video on social media, but I made a pretty sick looking latte out of it. So it was a lot of fun.
Congratulations. That was awesome.
That's actually very special to have it on Christmas that you were the guy that got to do it then.
Yeah, and it just like worked out. There was a little pocket of time that and it was up in Saskatoon. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it for Christmas. Like wake up Christmas morning, come downstairs. It's sitting right beside the tree. Pretty good ornament.
No kidding. No kidding.
When you talk about, and you go back to probably, what elementary school did you go to, by the way, in Stoon?
Egnatoff. Dr. John G. Egnatoff.
Egnatoff. Oh, yeah.
You?
Where did you go?
Oh, King George, baby. West side, best side. But I don't know, man, at Egnatoff, but I remember this at King George. I think it was grade 6 or 7 or whatever. Richie Hall came by, talked to the kids, did some reading, all that, signed some autographs, all that. I still have it in a box somewhere, Richie Hall. Now, you guys, and you're in that position. You're giving back. You guys are going to these schools, to the kids and all that. Can you kind of put into words, I'm sure you pinch yourself at times going, wow, I get to do this now. And it's a special thing with being a professional football player.
Yeah, 100% is. And it's something I don't take for granted. Every school, every offseason is kind of special in its own way and has its own story to it. But there's a lot of touching moments, over the past 10 years now of doing these school visits all over the province and really all over the country, because I went to Nunavut my rookie offseason. So, it's cool. And there's a lot of, you have these moments that come back. And I was telling the story an hour ago to somebody on the Green Zone where this girl was struggling. She was going through some stuff. And she reached out to me on social media 2 years later. And she said, hey, you were at my school a couple years ago, or it might have been 3 years. And she goes, I just want to let you know that I took what you said and it made something to me, or meant something to me. And I made the soccer team, and she made the provincial team. And it was just cool. And there's moments like that happen all the time. And you do, like you said, you pinch yourself. And I don't take it for granted. It's a pretty awesome opportunity that we have. So
that's a very cool story.
Wow.
What is your furthest place? That's a unique story about success, but what is your furthest place? And then a story of something unique happening there, whether they put you in a pierogi eat-off or whatever the case might be that they did with you when you showed up at their small town.
I've gone all over the province. Right before Christmas, we were up in and try to get into Uranium City, but it's always so tough there because the weather over Lake Athabasca. But I mean, I could tell you the northern stories that's a category of its own. There's a lot of stuff that happens up there. We've gone to Nunavut, and so those lots of stories there. But I try and get involved with the school, whatever they're doing. Like if we're in Fox Valley, I think it was there where they're big on badminton or volleyball, and it's so you try and get involved with whatever they're doing, and hang out and have some fun.
Yeah, very rewarding. Let's get into some stuff with you, because I want to know the journey and all that. Egnatoff, St. Joe's in Saskatoon. Were you guys a wagon there? Are you part of one of those?
You know what? Our school won the provincial title in 2003. Yeah, 2003. I didn't get there after, so 2004. Graduated in 2007. Yeah, so never quite made it. We had some good players, but Holy Cross was the wagon at the time. And when I see them play in playoffs, I'm just like, man, I want Cross to lose every single time. I got buddies now that coach there. It's tough, but I still just man, I want it for these St. Joe's kids to just steamroll them.
That's been going on since the 60s and 70s for sure. Yeah. Holy Cross. And before, you don't know this, but before St. Joe's kind of came along, it was Holy Cross was the Catholic school on the east side.
It was.
So they were even more powerful. Yeah. Now it's, the city's grown and all that. What other sports did you play as a kid?
You know what? I didn't play anything growing up. So that was the whole thing. Like, I got to high school and my dad was like, son, you got to do something. Like, you got to do something. Like, what the hell? So I was like, all right, I can't even argue this, right? So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Is it hockey? I'm a little bit late on that. All my buddies were playing. They were all really good at it. I felt like that was kind of going to be tough to join at that point. So I started football. It was a good start. It was free. It was at the school. And they said, yeah, sure, come on out. It's like halfway through the grade 9 season. They put me at cornerback on defense. I get like a jersey in the 90s that doesn't even fit. It's like looking like a dress on me. I go out there. I don't know anything about football. I'm the smallest one on the team. And I get ran over. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, this sucks. But then quickly kind of caught on and started talking to more people. And that kind of kept me coming back, I would say, more than anything. And then by grades 10 and 11, I was like, hey, there's something here, kind of like this. And then by grade 12, I was like playing middle linebacker and just crushing people. And like, I was having so much fun. I was like, I am doing whatever it takes to be a professional football player, because I was just totally in love with the game.
Really? That is cool, because in Saskatoon we got freshie ball, right? You got grade 9 and 10 where you can play freshie, and then the senior team 11 and 12. Down here RMF is big, right? So in Saskatoon, because you were playing grade 9 and 10 freshie, right?
Well, yeah, junior football,
junior,
don't insult the man. Okay, what I want to know about is the journey from going with Regina Rams to your next stop is the NFL. Like, tell me what that experience was like to go from literally the U of R to the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, it was a jump, to put it lightly. It was a bit of a jump. But, like, the snapping was the same, because I was going to all these camps and training in the States and Arizona with these NFL guys, and this coach helped me. So I knew the snapping I was good with, but what was the hardest part about that transition was the blocking. And most people don't realize that, but there's probably 6 to 8 guys in the street that could snap in an NFL game. Probably more, probably closer to 10 guys. But it's the blocking. It's the transition from snap, when that ball leaves your fingertips, to getting your head up. And they don't have the 1 yard down there. So it happens so fast. So in U Sport, well, CIS, I still call it CIS. I can't snap the name of U Sports. But I would snap and run forward. So snap the ball and go try and make a tackle. And now you go to the NFL. And now in the CFL, they changed the rules that year, actually, too. The interior 5 have to block. It's snap and it's retreat. It's back up and block. So that was hard to kind of change the motor pattern on. And then the speed of it. Like, you got NFL defensive ends in front of you with their hand in the dirt right under your head. And you got to snap and block that. So that's the part that I appreciate about the game the most. And if I'm evaluating a guy, that's what I'm looking for. How quickly can you transition? The snap, I mean, it has to be there. That's a given. But it's the transition where guys get caught and get cut. That's the sticky part.
Do you ever remember the moment, or maybe it was a coach, maybe it was someone at the Hilltops, I don't know when it exactly started, where somebody told you should really look into maybe a career as a long snapper, like you have something here?
Yeah, it happened in high school, and a coach just said, if you want to have a long career, then you should learn how to snap. And I really wasn't doing anything at that point. And then once I got to the Hilltops, I actually tore my ACL after my first year, and I just focused on snapping. And I was just like, because I could snap before I could do anything else. So I started snapping like 100, 200 balls a day. And I just went nuts on it. And I started seeing this coach down in Arizona every winter, sometimes twice a winter. And I got invited to his college senior combine after my last year with the Rams. Did that, had a good day. There were 72 NCAA specialists there, and the top 6 got NFL offers, and I had a great weekend, and I was part of that 6. So yeah, it was a fun journey.
No kidding.
So you kind of talked about how you didn't really play sports as a kid. Family wise, like, did Dad play sports? Did he, because this football thing come out of left field for him too?
Yeah, no, football, he didn't really play football. He's an athlete though, and he played basketball.
Oh, okay.
So he was a basketball guy. So yeah, I mean, I had some genes to work with. But still, long snappers, we're not the greatest athletes.
Wow. You're what are you, 36 years old?
Yeah.
First off, congratulations to still be playing pro sports at that age. How much longer are you going to go?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence. We're getting down to it. I got 2 kids now and all this, a lot of stuff. The mortgage business is busy. I'm enjoying that. So we'll see. I mean, I was training with the guys earlier this morning. I'm always staying in shape and working out. So, but I told the team I'd give them another month and try and make a decision here.
What's the usual age long snappers? Like when can a long snapper play until? Usually.
I feel like once you're in, you're kind of in. Unless you screw up, I guess. But and then it's just a matter of keeping your body in shape. So as long as you keep yourself in shape, and I feel like I've done that. Like I've trained like anybody else, like any other position with the guys all winter long. So, I think you get close to guys that can still do it. There's guys in the NFL that are 40 years old snapping. So
yeah, you
can do it. It's just a matter of how well you keep yourself in shape.
Did you have a favorite long snapper then, I guess, when you were going?
Yeah. Is there somebody you followed? Or?
Not really. I mean, just you try and learn from different guys, and when you're growing up, trying to implement different things and different techniques on how guys do things. But I mean, there's a few good ones for sure that I really tried to.
So nice. Yeah, this has been great. I guess you didn't. Can you skate though? Like, are they trying to get you in the Winter Classic at least?
Well, I played a couple of them, or 2 of them. Not great, but I can skate. So we had a rink in our back in high school. We backed our house backed onto a field, and we had a rink that we flooded with our neighbors, and we'd go out there after school every single day. So.
Cool. Jorgen, thanks so much. A lot of fun. Thanks for everything you're doing for the kids too, making those, putting in those miles and doing that, changing lives, because it literally,
you help somebody out.
Literally is. Yeah. Love the trip down memory lane. Some of the questions I've always been curious to ask. So stay safe there on the east side in Saskatoon. Mull that career over. I know we all want you back. We all want you back here, right? Thanks for doing this today.
Hey, appreciate it. Anytime, guys. Thanks.
Right. Thanks, on.
Man. Take care.
Rough Rider, long snapper, Grey Cup champion.
Yeah.
Former. That's crazy that he kind of picked it up in high school.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you're probably going to get it if you're going to get into that particular aspect of the game is in high school.
I would have thought it'd been maybe junior college.
But you think about it, that's the part that kills me. He went from the Regina Rams to the St. Louis Rams. That's a change of address. It's a new zip code.
It's a Sportscage. We're on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, streaming through our YouTube channel, sportscage.com, and on 620 CKRM.
Did you know over 1.3 million homeowners call on Reliance for their water heater needs? With over 150,000 five-star online reviews and over 60 years experience, you could say Reliance Heath are water heater experts. Switch to Reliance Heath today. They'll give you $200 for all your hot water needs.
Call on Reliance.
Visit waterheaterrentals.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Back to our regular spot, Pump Jacks Cathedral.
I thought Pump Jacks was a kind of boot polish till last month.
What are you getting?
Kerwin's crispy ribs and a cold pint of local craft. Crispy, meaty, beautiful.
You had me at meaty.
Plus, we got live music on the weekends, big screens. This place is basically my second marriage.
And way cheaper than the first.
On the corner of Albert and 13th, Pub Jack's Cathedral Saloon and Steakhouse. Come early, stay late. The place where friends meet.
It's time for the Sports Ticker.
All right, let's start on the hockey front. Regina Pats in action under the orange top, 7 p.m. Red Deer Rebels in town. You can hear it right here on 620 CKRM starting at 6:30 in Saskatoon. Edmonton visits Swift Currents in Prince Albert to take on the New Look Raiders, and Moose Jaws in Wenatchee. SJ, tons of games Melfort and Yorkton. Estevan welcomes Warman. Weyburn travels to the Battleford's Nipawins in Humboldt. Flin Flons in L'Orange. And Melville at Kindersley. Saskatchewan Junior Female League. Lumsden Lynx at the Regina Wild, 8:15. Prairie Junior action. Prairie Storm at the Assiniboia Southern Rebels, 7:30. Quakers are at the Regina Silver Foxes at the No Concession Wick, 7:45. Saskatchewan Women's Curling Championship continues in Melville as the men. There's a 7 p.m. women's draw tonight. Men's National Lacrosse League, the Rush in Las Vegas, and one Canadian team in the NHL, Winnipeg, home to the Los Angeles King, desperately needing a win. Sportscage.com poll today. How accurate do you think the CFLPA report cards are? You can vote at sportscage.com. Switch to Reliance today. Get $200 cash back with your new water heater. Some conditions apply. Call on Reliance today. It's a Regina Pats game night. You can hear it here on 620 CKRM, but it's a nice night to get out there, watch some WHL action under the orange top. Dante DeCaria, voice of the Regina Pats, joining us. Dante, nothing better than watching a little dub on a Friday night.
That is right, Barney. It's our Community Heroes Night here inside the Brand Center. So you'll see, lots of different, community-oriented organizations kind of spread out across the concourse. It's always a special game night that we do every year to kind of, focus really on, different charities and stuff like that and different activations throughout the rink. So Bryce Bunn's our game day manager, and our community manager, Amy Kerr, do a great job in putting this game night together. But on the ice, it's a really important game. Red Deer is 1 point ahead of the Pats in the Eastern Conference standings. Regina will play Red Deer in Red Deer coming up in the next couple of weeks on the road. That will wrap up the season series. So these two games against Red Deer in particular tonight are really extremely important, especially as the team plays down the stretch.
That is exactly right. It's exciting when a team is battling for a playoff spot. That's what we got in Regina. As always, Dante, people can go online, buy tickets, and they can also walk up and get them at the Brand Center.
That is right, Barney. Doors open at 6 p.m. Puck drop scheduled for 7. We've got lots of home games in the back half of the 2025-26 schedule. And, this team has a great chance to make the playoffs. Maddox Schultz and Liam Pugh are back in the lineup tonight, so I'm really excited for this one.
I was just going to ask you that, if Schultz and Pugh are playing. There you go. Get out there and watch the Regina Pats tonight. Dante, thanks so much. Have a good call.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Okay, and Colson is just letting me know we have 2 tickets to give away to that game tonight. You got to call right now. Caller number 1. If you haven't won anything on CKRM in the last 30 days, 936-6262. 2 tickets. Pats, Red Deer Rebels, big game standings-wise, coming up tonight. It's a Sports Cage. Hour 2 coming up after the news. Stay tuned. We're on the home of the Pats, 620 CKRM.
Join Sask today at the Western Canadian Crop Production Show, January 13th through 15th at Prairieland Park. Ryan Young and Doug Falconer will be there, bringing you the very latest from the ag industry, live from the show floor. From crops to markets to what matters most on the farm, Sask Ag Today has it covered. Stop by, say hello, and catch all the latest anytime at saskagtoday.com. Sask Ag Today, live from the Western Canadian Crop Production Show, January 13th to 15th.
Boarding for Flight 246 to Edmonton is delayed 50 minutes.
What?
Sounds like Ojo time.
Play Ojo? Great idea.
Feel the fun with all your favorite games like Wolf Gold and Joker's Jewels. Plus exclusive ones you won't find anywhere else. Groovy.
Hey, I won!
Feel the fun. Play Ojo.
Boarding will begin when passenger Fisher is done celebrating.
Yes!
Open to all players 18 and older. This is not a gambling site. Please play responsibly.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality.
In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes.
Or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Winter driving is easy, unless you want to stop, or start, or turn a corner. On snow and ice, that takes the right tires. And the right tires are at Quality Tire. Winter tires give you the grip you need to brake faster, handle better, and stay in control when the roads don't cooperate. Don't leave your safety to all-season guesswork. Get ready for real winter driving at Quality Tire, trusted for the road ahead, with 9 locations across Saskatchewan.
QualityTire.ca. If you've got a Steelcraft garage door, you've got a door with parts manufactured and assembled right here in Canada. A door with better insulation and seal, plus a warranty you're probably never going to use. Combined with a LiftMaster opener, it's the right choice. And if you don't have a Steelcraft garage door, you should get one. And a LiftMaster opener. 100% made by Canadians for Canadians. Steady, tariff-free pricing and great quality, no matter what.
Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door, Steelcraft door. We offer more.
620 CKRM, a Harvard media station, broadcasting from Regina, around the world at 620CKRM.com.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Tanner Wallace-Scribner from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with 620 CKRM news for Bronco Plumbing and Heating. Where professional service is guaranteed, they'll treat you right at 781-2090. The Saskatchewan NDP is calling on the Sask Party government to withdraw proposed SGI rate increases it says will cost drivers hundreds of dollars a year. Shadow Minister for SGI Hugh Gordon says the hikes come as people are struggling with the increased cost of living.
Most cars and trucks in the province of Saskatchewan are facing an average rate hike of $48 this year, up to a maximum increase of $137. Work trucks will be hit the hardest, with an average increase of $96 per vehicle up to a maximum of $140.
Gordon adds that police vehicles would also see an increase to an average of $74, with hearse rates also increasing. Canada's economy added 8,200 jobs last month, with gains concentrated in full-time work. But Stats Canada says a boost in the number of people looking for work in December drove the unemployment rate to rise 3 ticks to 6.8% at the end of the year. It says the growing labor force outpaced job gains in Ontario and Quebec in particular. In Saskatchewan, the unemployment rate jumped nearly a full percentage point from 5.6 in November to 6.5% in December. In Regina, unemployment stayed the same at 6.8%. Changes to Saskatchewan's employment standards are bringing new protection for workers in the hospitality industry. As of January 1st, employers are no longer allowed to withhold or deduct gratitudes for employees' wages. Gratitudes typically include tips earned by servers and waitstaff. Ashley Fayant of Indulge Kitchen and Bar, who has worked as a server for 17 years, said tips are often the difference between making ends meet or falling short. She says tips frequently cover essentials like rent and bills, especially when base pay does not stretch far enough. The provincial government says workers who believe tips were withheld can now file a complaint with the Director of Employment Standards, who can order employers to repay what is owed. Saskatchewan's government has changed disciplinary hearing standards in its provincial jails after a Supreme Court of Canada ruling found that the rules violated charter rights. The province says inmates facing disciplinary charges must be found guilty without a reasonable doubt. Before, inmates could be found guilty on a balance of probabilities, which is a lower standard. The John Howard Society, which took the province to court over the issue, says the change should provide more fairness to inmates. And if you play Lotto 649, you may want to take a peek at your ticket. The Lottery Corporation says a ticket purchased in Saskatchewan is the winner of Wednesday night's Gold Ball draw worth $18 million. It is believed the ticket was not purchased in Regina or Saskatoon. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620CKRM.com.
Winter's coming. Is your home ready? At Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, they install high-efficiency brine furnaces that keep your family cozy while saving energy and money. Their professional team takes care of everything, from installation to long-term service, so your home stays warm for years to come. Call 781-2090 or visit broncoplumbing.com today. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, and Bryant, whatever it takes.
Brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection, Killer Lux, 1865 McCarra Street. Tonight, clearing and a low down to minus 23. Tomorrow, we're going to warm up. Partly sunny, daytime high of minus 10. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, rising to minus 2. Sunday, mix of sun and cloud, warmer, high of plus 1. Monday, mostly sunny, mild, and a high of plus 2. And Tuesday, partly sunny, mild again, and a high of plus 2. Currently in downtown Regina, we have a few clouds in the area, mostly sunny sky. It's minus 9 with the wind chill. Feels like minus 17.
For 40 years, the team from Line X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sportscage, streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back on this Friday. Sharky is with me. It's for Nelson Homes. Sharky's here. Flooring Superstore is his sponsor. 20 years in business. Trent Dicken and his team.
Great stuff. Great installers.
Home of the New England Patriots for the next 3 days. The Sportscage. Let's go. Hey, we started this program in hour one.
Devil's horn coming out of the top of my head, this flag behind me.
Having some fun. They are playing hockey on the ice surface that the Olympics will be played on today, right now, as we speak. You missed it. There's a video out there. If you're watching the stream, we'll flip it up. It's going. They have ice. They have lines. 2 things you kind of need. I'm actually surprised they have sponsorship on the boards. And
not on the ice.
The offensive, or the zones, I guess, what was called the zones, offensive or defensive, are massive. I think they screwed up.
I think they might have to repaint the lines.
If you're watching the stream, the blue line to the goal
doesn't even fit in the camera.
Is 175 yards. It's an 8-iron. And the neutral zone is tiny.
Yeah, you can putt in the neutral zone, but yeah, it's small.
It's a dance floor. So we had some fun. Speaking of Olympics, Sportscage.com just announced in the last hour the women's Olympic team going to Italy.
Nice.
Saskatoon's Emily Clark. Otto. She's on the squad. She's going. Like I said, sportscage.com. You can find out more. So we started, and I didn't get to this, on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. You can get in now because we're taking them for the rest of the show or the chat on YouTube. We talked about small ice rinks in Saskatchewan.
Yes.
I said by far the smallest one I've ever played in body contact-wise was Abbey, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Then you said Vonda. Vonda's a very small ice surface. We had text messages in here. Inglefeld? Or is that?
I've seen it. I've seen it. I didn't play in it. I've seen it.
That was Dave. He said Inglefeld. Margot, Saskatchewan. Played there last weekend. Sean from Ituna. Okay. Margot. I've never been in that one either.
No.
Quite a few Momarts.
I'm surprised we haven't had any Dysarts.
No Dysart. Home of the Blues?
Yeah, Dysart Blues.
Dysart Blues. You got the room up top there.
It's not too bad. Just very short. It's a short rink.
Hodgeville. I remember people talking about Hodgeville. So
yeah.
I said, yeah, it's not as small as Abbey. And then Rollo.
Rollo's just thin.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just thought it was small all around.
No, I think it's just thin. It's narrow. I think the length's pretty good, but it's narrow.
Sportscage hat up for grabs. SJHL Sportscage chat. We had our SJHL report yesterday, brought to you by Chad Reach, Senior Wealth Advisor, GP Financial of Visa Wealth. Lots going on in the SJHL. I rattled off all the games going on. If you want a second opinion on your employer plan, Chad Reach can help you out. But we're playing for an SJHL Sportscage hat. All you got to do is just join in on the conversation. 936-6262. I'll read it out.
Tell us your favorite small town rink.
Small ice surfaces.
Small ice surface rinks.
Small ice surface rinks. What are we missing in Saskatchewan? Like Margot. There we go. Dysart.
Dysart appeared. Yeah.
Coming in.
Walmart should be in there.
No name here, but he says, I agree, Dysart could never find my angles in that rink. Must be a ref or a goalie.
Yeah. Do you know what other rink was small?
Or a defenseman.
There's no ice in there anymore. As the old rink they had at the RCMP Training Academy at Depot was very small.
That's the one on the third hole of the Royal Regina.
Yeah, the tee box right there.
It's the brick building?
Yeah, right behind there. Yeah.
What's in there now?
They just use it as a training facility. They run simulations in there and do things like that. They don't have the ice in there anymore. They have an outdoor rink now instead of that indoor one.
And that outdoor rink used to buzz. It's pretty good. I remember the kids playing on it a while ago.
It was a good rink. But when I was a kid, I played in there a lot, and I thought it was a big rink. But went back as an adult, and I went, holy crap, this is small. Yeah, it's a tiny rink.
Because it's a small building. I remember Dan Morin, I think, telling me how there used to be a rink in there. And I was like, come on.
It was actually originally the riding arena. It was where they practiced the musical ride indoors, was right in there. And that was all stables on both sides.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's wealth of knowledge.
Oh, I got a ton of useless crap in my head.
Duval. We got a text in here, Duval. You got to leave your name and number if you want the hat, people. Colson needs that.
I haven't been to Duval's, but I know it's small. Yeah.
Where is Duval?
North of Strasbourg.
Okay. I've been in the Bullier. Bullier's got an awesome... They should film a movie in the Bullier barn. It's chain link. It's the old arch style. I always called it an upside-down arc when I was a kid. I'm like, must have been what Noah's Ark was like.
They just flipped it over and made a hockey rink out of it.
And then they have... they shovel, and then I think there's like the door where you throw the snow out. You bring the shovels in, they're playing rec hockey there. Yeah, some good old barns. There's going to be a time.
Wilcox, the town rink, still got those. They get the shovels.
Still rink in Wilcox?
Yep.
Yellow grass? Someone messaged in yellow grass, no name.
Haven't been there for a long time, man.
Never been in that one. The CFB in Moose Jaw, Allen and Regina.
I heard that one was small.
No, it's smaller.
But it's not.
But again, it's the Rogers Center compared to Abbey. That ice surface. Keep them coming. Thanks, everybody, for playing along. Going to win a hat. 936-6262. Let's have fun with Eric, who's on the phone today.
Now for Inside the NHL with Eric Francis on the Sports Cage. Inside the NHL is brought to you by Sports Select. Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer.
Okay, you're on video. You're surprised?
Yeah.
You thought you'd have to go off phone? What were you doing, the cold plunge into the hot tub or into the sauna thing?
Between you and I, we still can't figure out the hour difference between where you are and where I am. So when you said 4:05, I thought it meant 4:05 my time. Anyway, here we are. Good to see you, boys.
Nice to see you. I like the hat. Is the F for Francis? Is that what I'm assuming?
That's what a lot of people... It's the Nippon Ham Fighters. That was the old team in Japan that Otani used to play for. And when I went to Japan this summer, I'm like, I couldn't buy enough of those hats, the old Japanese leagues. I thought they were awesome. And the fact that it has the same initials as my last name, that works too.
Works good.
Small town, Saskatchewan. I know you're from Alberta. Or you're from out east, actually, and you've been in Alberta. But your boys played hockey and all that. What's an Alberta small town rink where the ice surface is really small?
Oh, I thought you guys, I just caught the end of your chat there. I thought you were talking about ODRs, but you're talking about indoor rinks.
Indoors, yeah.
That are just really cozy and wicked. Yeah, I don't, I didn't grow up here. My son plays, so I've been to all the barns here in Calgary. We don't really have anything that really is sexy. Father David Bauer Arena is where I play twice a week as well. It's where the Olympic team was housed for a lot of years here in Calgary. It's a big old, beautiful old barn, but it's not like what you guys are talking about. Yours are way better than anything I could offer up here in Calgary.
Yeah, no, ours are like old school.
Yeah.
Do you know that? I skated in it once when the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, when it was the Mighty Ducks, and they built their rink in Anaheim, and then they built a practice facility in Anaheim. They built it like an old style Saskatchewan, the Arc.
Really?
They built
the Arc Rib build in Anaheim.
And that's where they practiced out of. You could probably look it up. I don't know if it's still around. I walked into this rink thinking, yeah, we're playing in Anaheim or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. Like, what a crazy and cool idea to take people back. Not that people down there knew what it was like skating in Borden or, and Leroy's old rink, same thing. But yeah, it was a great set. Well, I thought maybe you would have been out in some of the small communities outside. Like, what's the rink like in? Let me find a town. Walden, or Seaton, or.
Well, Seaton's the big old YMCA. It's one of the most beautiful.
Oh,
like it's all brand new. That doesn't count. But you reminded me now that. Every year you go on a couple road trips with your kids' teams, and we went to Hannah one year, a couple of years ago, and that's a great old barn with all the old photos, and Jim Nill and Lanny McDonald are both from there, and yet the side of the rink, it's a relatively new rink, like I think in the last 30 years, 40 years, I don't know, but the side of it's all painted, it's all Nickelback. And it really pisses me off that the sign outside of Hannah says, it used to say home of Lanny McDonald. And now it's been replaced and it says the home of Nickelback. And I'm not a Nickelback hater or anything, but come on. It's Lanny McDonald, it's the arena. So Lanny has the old sign that used to say home of Lanny McDonald in his bar in Montana. So if anybody ever goes to Lanny McDonald's brewery in Montana, he's got the sign that says home of Lanny McDonald.
I'm always looking for an excuse to go to Montana. Where is it in Montana?
It's in Bozeman, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's proud of that thing, man.
I'll bet he is. There's the Duck Arena. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh. That's a little different than small town Saskatchewan.
Like that's in Anaheim. Good job, Coulson.
Oh.
That's a beauty.
Man, does that take me back?
Yeah.
Probably had to dip a Skull cherry in. 18 years old. Bad salad, and I'm like, wow, we get to play in here. Oh, look, if you're watching the stream, what a cool rink. Yeah. Man, did you see they're playing? This is how this all started today on the show. Did you see the video? They're playing in the Olympic rink. They had the test game like an hour ago.
So that's not, and correct me if I may be wrong, but I don't believe that's the actual main Olympic rink. I think that's the side rink. I may be wrong. No, it's the main one?
It's one, whatever they're calling it. Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was the side rink. But anyway, yeah, the dressing rooms are still not done. You've seen those photos by now. Yeah, but those boys will get it done. I mean, I've been a part of a lot of renovations in my life. Not that I could do a renovation, but like I've paid for them. And they can happen pretty quick. The dressing room's easy too. You slap up, it's no problem. That doesn't concern me. What concerns me is the large hole in the middle of the ice that they had to stop the game for. That's problematic.
Yeah, that's small town Saskatchewan hockey in April, where the roof is starting to leak and drip onto the ice, and it's a little too warm.
The old Rutherford Arena where the Huskies played.
Oh yeah, dripping there all the time.
The rust, and they had to scrape it off. They would have like a stoppage of play. I think at one point they ended up getting it sponsored.
Yeah,
this rust stoppage is brought to you by. But yeah, let's go to the dressing room picture because like it looks like it's an empty sea can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks to me, and again, I'm no expert, like they're just about to start slapping up some drywall. Once you get that on, slap some paint on there, that thing will be ready in a couple days. I got no problem with that. That's like all you need is a bench, a couple pegs, and a place for your beer.
Do you understand we're not going to a rec tournament? This is the Olympics with NHL players. Yeah, give them a bench.
Yeah,
give them a fold-up chair from PV Mart.
Yeah. Couple of coat hangers on the wall.
You're going to tell me that Team France is going to the Olympics and not treating it like a beer tourney? Those guys are going to have all the beers stacked in there. Like, they're not winning a game. They're not scoring a goal. So they're just in it for the laughs. And that room will be fine for Team France.
I hope. On that note, now all I'm picturing in my head is Team France and they all have different gear.
They've got different pants, gloves, and hats. Yeah.
Or we've all seen this similar gear, like over the course of like 4 seasons, the jerseys change a little, the numbers change a little, the font on the names change, but we're all pretty close, you know? I like that.
What do you throw me a
My
dark?
mom did mine.
Throw me that play it again, dark jersey. I'll just wear that. Close enough.
They're white today, right? They're white. I'll wear dark.
What color are these guys? I think they're red.
We'll go dark. But wait, I'm wearing 69. I thought you were wearing 69 next game. I get to wear it this game.
Oh, clap.
Come on.
Who's the bigger pigeon? The guy that takes 09 or the guy that's got .08?
Yeah.
I don't mind .08, but the 69 to me is the biggest pigeon in any rec game ever.
Yes. Yeah. Or the guy that wears 99. The guy that wears 99. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that for sure. Right?
Let Shorzy talk to him.
Not a good start to this road trip. Let's start with the Flames.
By the way, I still remember when I was growing up in Toronto going to Leaf games and Wilf Paymont wore number 99. And I still look at that as like the most egregious, like just breaking all the unwritten rules. Like, are you kidding me? And he claimed ignorance. He's like, oh, well, what's the big deal? I'm like, dude, you'd heard of Gretzky. You see him. You play against him. Don't do that. Anyway, where are we with the Flames?
You're with Wilf Paymont is where the Flames are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great name. Wilf Paymont is one of my favorite names in NHL history, but the number kills me.
That'd be a good jersey. That'd be a good jersey to get.
Yes.
A Paymont 99 framed.
Who do you wear it with? Buffalo?
That actually isn't bad, yeah. I like that.
Did he wear it with Buffalo?
They wore it with the Leafs, man. Like, you go into Toronto and you're going to wear 99, dude? Come on. Killed me. Anyway, so the Flames. Flames are in tough. This feels like the beginning of the end of the season to me. Like, they've lost 4 in a row. Look, this is a team that lost 8 in a row to start the season. Like, you can't have seasons where you lose 8 and 4 or 6 or whatever this latest streak ends in. They've still got 3 games left on this road trip. They're the worst road team in the league. They're the lowest scoring team in the league. They got the worst power play in the league. Like, put them out of their mercy. Like, just, now Blake Coleman's injured. Looks like he's going to miss maybe a few games. That's the good news. It's only a few. But it's just become a colossal. They're on the precipice of the end, if you ask me.
So because we don't want the mushy middle.
Yeah.
Honest to God, there's so much fatigue in this market for the mushy middle. Like, it's 30 years now they've been in the mushy middle. And so Team Tank is in the majority right now. They just want this to end and then get rid of Blake Coleman in a lot of people's eyes. Blake Coleman's an interesting debate to me. I've never been more impressed with a hockey player in the 30 years I've covered this game. Honestly, I think as a leader, as a player, as a 200-foot guy, like I can't say enough about him. Most impressive guy I've ever dealt with in the National Hockey League, on and off the ice. You got to be careful when you trade him out if you want to make the playoffs next year and keep the culture strong here. But you could also cash in huge with him, get at least a first rounder in a very strong draft. So to me, the Blake Coleman situation is one we'll probably talk about again before the Olympic break. But that's the bellwether guy. If they trade Blake Coleman, that tells me they're serious about trying to do more of a rebuild than they've ever wanted to do in the past.
So other than Coleman, who else is going to go? Like, is Huberdeau going to go? Is Anderson going to go? Kadri?
Anderson's going.
Anderson's going.
Anderson's going.
Huberdeau's got to go.
Deal. And Anderson, in the last 2 games, has taken a couple hard shots to different areas of his body, and he limps to the bench, and you're like, oh, Flames fans, he's like, no, please, no, there goes a first rounder. Like, it would be devastating to this organization if he got hurt for the rest of the year and you couldn't cash in. They're looking for the equivalent of 2 first-rounders for him. They want a first-round draft pick and a player who was taken in the first round. And you get him injured, and all that goes down the sewer. So I think they're going to make that trade a lot sooner than later, like definitely before the Olympic break. And after that, like, you know, Ryan Lomberg's an expiring contract. They love him in the room. They'd probably keep him and re-sign him. But if you could get a 3rd or 4th rounder for him, you'd probably do it. Huberdeau, yeah, go ahead and find me a GM who wants that contract.
That's gross.
You know, and I'd say the same for almost everybody else on that roster. You know, the other guy is Kadri, but I think Kadri would have to go to them for them to trade him. He'd have to say, look, I want out, which is a real possibility, especially given the way it's been going of late. But I'm just not sure he's going to be traded.
He's got more value than Huberdeau, though.
Oh, yeah, because he's only $7 million cap hit, and every contender in the league would be thrilled to pay $7 million for a second-line center who's won a cup before and who's going to bleed for you all through the playoffs. Like, for sure, as opposed to Huberdeau. Even if Huberdeau was $3 million, you'd still take Kadri over Huberdeau.
Yeah. What's Huberdeau's cap hit a year?
It's like only $10.5 million. You know, I mean, that's not that bad.
Okay.
Here's a guy on your 4th line.
Here's a hypothetical. Because Darnell Nurse is 9.2. Would that be a 1-for-1?
No. They're not doing that.
No, also because the Oilers are trying to win a cup, and Huberdeau, when the going gets tough, is not exactly the prototypical, you know, the old QMJHL star turns into the big rugged playoff beast. I don't think so. Whereas Nurse at least gives you that moxie. I think Nurse gets a bad rap. Yeah, because of his price. Nurse is the exact kind of guy I want in the playoffs. Huberdeau is the exact opposite of what I want in the playoffs.
Exactly. No, if anybody trades for Huberdeau and gives anything back to Calgary other than a 7th rounder and a kid playing on the East Coast, they're wasting time.
Yeah, like it's not moving. It's not moving.
We had our friend Ken Weeb on yesterday from the Winnipeg Free Press. And as bad as things are in Calgary, you kind of expected all of that. Like it's hard to believe the Flames are 5 points up right now on the Winnipeg.
Jets.
The Winnipeg Jets are dead last, 35 points. They are away from their 11 points back of any kind of sniff of the wild card.
And not much different than last year in terms of their roster.
And then they got LA tonight.
Yeah, I mean, don't tell me Nikolai Ehlers is the difference between them winning the President's Trophy last year and them being in last place right now. I mean, that's, you want to talk about a cultural issue. I don't know what's going on there, but it's not good, clearly, in that room. That's shocking, isn't it? I mean, I wonder how, like, Kenny Weave is one of my favorite people in the league. How is he holding up?
Well, I'm getting him a tea time at the resort in Puerto Vallarta that I know the pro at. So he's happy. He's going golfing over the break.
Kenny Weave bounces back real quick if you put a golf club in his hand. You have to ask Kenny, because I've gone and I played Cabot with Kenny and all those courses out there at Highlands and all that. I'm sure you've talked about it on the air, but if not, Kenny Weave is one of the only people in the history of the world who has 2 hole-in-ones in one round.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you actually coached Kenny at university.
If you see his swing, you won't believe that he even hit a green in regulation. 2 greens in regulation in one round would be shocking to me.
Let alone 2 jars. Yeah.
I just texted him. I said, Eric Francis is telling golf stories about you right now. Tune in.
No. Kenny's his swing's not bad. He's got a good swing, but he's one of the worst putters I've ever played with. You could say that to him because I've told him that to his face. He was my partner at Cabot for a big match, and all I needed was for him to 3-putt. All I needed on one hole was for him to 3-putt, and he was about 12 feet with a bit of a downhill slider, and he was like trying to jar it. I'm like, give it the old tappy tap. And he 4-putted it, and I didn't talk to him for 2 holes. Unbelievable. Terrible putter.
Oh, Weber.
I don't know what. Okay, so back to the West though. When you look at it, let's maybe go right now. I'm turning into a San Jose fan. I'm Macklin celebrating. San Jose and Los Angeles are holding the wild card spots right now. So much is going to change. Then you got like Anaheim and Utah right there. Who's the team that maybe we're not talking about or that's not in there that's going to turn things around and push? Is it Winnipeg? Is it St. Louis? Winnipeg's far. They're a long ways down. Is it St. Louis? What do you guys think in the West? What do you think, Eric?
Like, I'm not going to sit here and say this is my pick to be the one that's going to come through the muck and finally get that last spot. Because, look, St. Louis won, 12 in a row last year to steal it from the Flames?
Yep.
It was ridiculous. And I'm not saying St. Louis is capable of that. They're clearly going to have to clean house this year. But a team that's really got my interest of late is Nashville.
Yep.
You remember at the beginning of the year, it looked like for a long time their coach was going to be the next one fired. They weren't dead last for a little while. They kind of flip-flopped with the Flames for a while. So I was familiar with their work. Yet they beat the Flames all 3 times they played them this year. The Flames just can't beat Nashville. And, this Evangelista is a real nice piece for me on their top line. Ryan O'Reilly's a good leader. Forsberg's not having a very good year, but he's getting better. Like, they've just got some pieces that are intriguing to me. And sorry.
Oh, no.
That's it?
Sorry, lost it there. I just think that Nashville's a team that I'll be watching because suddenly they're right there. And it was a team that I think everybody had written off probably a month ago.
They had too much talent to be at the bottom. Like, they were too good a hockey team to be at the bottom. Yeah. They had too much talent to be down there. Yeah.
I got JB from Balgoni on the text line. This is clever. He goes, does this rink for the Olympics in Italy have live barn? Can we dial it up and watch the Zamboni circle the ice surface? That's funny. Do you want to hear it? Do you know what live barn is, right? You guys have live barn. You get to watch the kids and all that. You want to hear a funny live barn story I heard? Maybe we'll end. Is in Estevan. Great barn. Yeah. In Estevan.
Great new rink.
A couple of things. They hosted a concert. Somebody came through and played a country act. And all that. Some guys were telling me that they're at their house and having some cocktails and all that. And they said, I wonder if they left the live barn feed on.
And they did.
So these guys just sat and listened to the concert from the live barn feed.
That's genius. I love that.
What are you doing this weekend? What does Eric Francis do on a weekend in January?
Well, there's going to be some skiing. We're heading up to Lake Louise on Sunday there. The Flames play Saturday against Pittsburgh. So I got to keep an eye on that. And, that's about the extent of it. My wife is away in Mexico, so it's boys' weekend. So Saturday night, High Steakhouse, my 15-year-old and I are going to crush the most expensive steaks in this entire city, and we're going to not feel a minute of shame about it. It's going to be fantastic.
Tomahawks.
Oh, man. Sounds great.
All around.
I
might buy for the other table. Yeah, you never know.
You want it? I tell you the story because hopefully you and I are going to have a few old fashions in Vegas in April. You know where my wife and I went a couple weeks ago when we were in Vegas. Finally, the Golden Steer.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's like the famous old steakhouse. All the celebrities used to go off the strip. Had the tomahawk. It's amazing. Oh boy, was it expensive! And then you add on the Canadian
exchange
peso.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Wow. I said I'm running to McDonald's and Panda Express tomorrow. It's
right?
A nice tomahawk. Does your boy golf?
He golfs. Yeah. So
we should have a match because my boy's 15 years and yours is 15.
What's your boy's handicap?
I think at the end of I think at the end of last year he was around 17.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Bets are off. Bets off.
Hey, we'll go to do it.
This guy's got to focus more.
We'll do it in Montana, and we'll go to Lanny's bar there.
Yeah.
There's an excuse.
Yeah.
I just came up with it.
I mean, the problem right now, and it can be worked on, but my son putts like Kenny Weeb. So once we straighten that up, match is on.
And then you don't talk to him. You don't talk to him for 2 holes. Get your bag off the cart. You're walking.
Yeah, you're walking the rest of this one.
I love it. My son found out about birdie juice last year from his uncles.
Oh.
So now he thinks every birdie's an automatic bird. I'm like, easy, Tiger. Easy. You're in grade 9.
Yeah. I played last summer with my son at one point, and he just, the one line that was my big takeaway from the day is, he said, "Dad, I thought that was just for birdies." In other words, I was drinking way too much, and you don't need birdie juice just for birdies, is all I'm saying. Peanut butter whiskey is good always.
What, you got a badge and a gun? Like, what are you doing out here? You running a police show or what?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Look
Did
the
your
other
mom
way.
send you? What's going on? Let's just have fun.
The best was, I think it was last year or the year before, that, breakfast ball. Right?
Yeah.
First tee, breakfast ball, early in the morning. We're up at the lake. All of a sudden, 9th hole, he goes, "Well, I'm going to take my breakfast ball." I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. It's supposed to be on the first.
Yeah, it's a good kid's move. It's a good.
I'd like to apply this now.
Yeah, and speaking of which, when you talk to Kenny Weeb, because I am the biggest supporter of breakfast balls in the world, but Kenny Weeb likes the breakfast buffet, like unlimited balls. Take a small bucket to the first tee, and then pick up your birdie and move on. Beautiful.
Oh, Weber's just getting slagged today.
Why does this always turn into just
something completely different every time?
I love it
every time.
Okay, don't hurt yourself skiing and eat lots of steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will, boys. We'll talk next week. Looking forward to it.
All right.
There
Take
you
care.
go. Our NHL insider, Eric Francis, hitting the slopes this weekend.
Holy smokes.
Brought to you by Sports Select. You make your picks online now, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your Lotto Spot retailer. You got to be 18 plus to play. Every bet is 100% legal. Bet in the original Sports Select. We'll go to break. Still to come in this hour, Dale Derkatch, GM of the Regina Pats and clutch performer. It's a Sports Cage on 620 CKRM.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
We're going to look back on the year 1985, a pivotal transitional year in country music, marked by the decline of the urban cowboy, pop country, and the rise of new traditionalists like George Strait, Ricky Skaggs, Randy Travis, and Dwight Yoakam. Plenty to come. Crawford's No Frills. Country Music Rewind.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits, 620 CKRM.
Winter in Saskatchewan tests everything, our patience, vehicles, and sometimes our bumpers. From icy parking lot dings to serious highway mishaps, choosing local matters. At Regina Motor Products Collision Center, we're Saskatchewan-owned, run, and we drive these roads too. An SGI-accredited full-service collision center working on all makes and models. Submit your SGI claim and book your appraisal. It's easy. When you need repairs you can trust, it's neighbors helping neighbors. Regina Motor Products Collision Center, south at Highways 1 and 6 Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
This is Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions. Successful farmers and business owners, I have 2 quick questions for you. First, how are you going to get your corporate retained earnings and profits out of your operating company to fund your retirement? Secondly, how are you going to do that without paying too much income tax? If you don't know the answer to either question, call me, Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533, or go to smartinvestingsolutions.ca.
Meet your new favorite shade of green. At Nick Service, we offer the Fendt 500 Vario Series tractor that's tailor-made for your farm. Get better stability, ease of use, and comfort with one tractor. Whether you're feeding, tilling, baling, or hauling, this series is built for your farm. Experience up to 163 horsepower with this multi-purpose tractor. Visit Nick's Service in Emerald Park or go to nicksservice.com to get a quote on the Fendt 500 Vario Series.
The Sports Cage Clutch Performer for Nick's Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fendt dealer. Call 781-1077.
Okay, Clutch Performer time. First off, if you didn't tune in earlier, Riders announced their coaching staff and football operations staff for 2026. Micah Johnson, we know that, defensive line coach. Jeff Stusek, more of a shout-out. Just an extensive background coaching football in Saskatchewan. Nice to see him. Also, defensive coordinator this year, Joshua Bell. our boy.
It's a good-looking group.
Yeah, no, that's so kind of clutch performer. If you're watching the stream, there you see it all. There, the coaching staff as well. We talked about it more earlier. Now, my real clutch performer though, Colson. Go to the whatever video, whichever one. Whoever got ice and they got people in the building and they're playing hockey in the rink in Italy. This is from a few days ago.
This is only a couple days ago. Not that long.
Sawzell guy is going hard. Francesco up there putting seats in. And today they're playing, right? They played today.
There's a game there right now. Yeah.
So.
Or it was earlier.
But if you didn't see the neutrals, there you go. If you see the neutral zone, if you're on the radio, get home and look it up.
Why didn't they finish painting the center line?
Maybe
they ran out of red ink or red paint. What did they do there?
I love you.
Look how the offensive zone's so big, the camera can't even capture it all.
I'm very curious what the NHL guys are thinking about. Someone from the NHL PA is going to put something out.
If you're the NHL coach when the power play with that, oh man, is that a lot of room?
Can't you get isn't there an app on your phone that you can measure something from a screen?
You're asking me?
I'd like to measure from the top of the circles to the blue line and then figure out what regulation is.
Because that looks longer.
Okay, well, I'm going to look up regulation dimensions.
Clutch performers for Nick Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fent dealer. Still more to come on the show. You're going to look up dimensions of the rink or from the top of the circle?
NHL arena dimensions.
We're also asking, we're giving this hat away. Sportscage hat to anyone who's texted in, letting us know about small ice surfaces in Saskatchewan. Roscoe says the Kinsman Arena. It's an ODR in Kindersley. Is that the one beside the big rink?
I think
We're not going ODRs.
Yeah.
We don't want to go outdoor rinks. We want to go indoor. Like people have said, Yellowgrass, Duval, Momart. I said Abbey, Hodgeville, Dysart. You said Vonda. There was a couple other ones.
I've had a couple of Hodgevilles on my phone. Yeah.
936-6262. Prairie Land Rentals text line if you want to go. Okay, Western Pizza guest hotline time. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. Why cook on a Friday? Grab a Western Pizza, watch some college football. Joining us, general manager of the Regina Pats. We talked to Jon Keen earlier. And we talked about the Pats. Let's talk to Dale Derkatch. Looks very focused.
Yes.
It's a game day against the Red Deer Rebels. Yeah, I made him laugh.
It's very intentional.
Red Deer Rebels tonight. You didn't do anything, Dale. I respect that. And I don't know, maybe the right deal didn't come out, but I love the fact that you're grinding and battling for a playoff spot. Get into the playoffs. That experience for those kids is going to be great. But that battle to get in, there's going to be valuable lessons learned as well. Just, what can you tell us and the listeners on why the Pats, I guess, stayed pat?
First off, thanks for having me on, Barney, Sharky. How about this, Barney? That you just eloquently said everything that
Thanks, Dale.
I would say thank you. Good night. Thank you very much for the nice intro. I think, like anything, we wanted to add to the roster if we could without subtracting anything today to try to get into the playoffs. And when you're in the position we were in, every time we tried to add a player, well, in return, those teams wanted one of our young players, and we weren't willing to give up that for the future. So that's really how it went. And every time someone, contending teams would want a player from us, they didn't have anyone to give you back because they're going for it. So we were in a real strange spot. And again, I thought with everything teams kind of around us did, and if we stayed the way we were, and like I've said earlier, we are tied for a playoff spot. We're in the mix. If we play the way we can with the players we have, I believe in them, that we can get into the playoffs this year, which would be a step in the right direction.
You probably couldn't make any more deals because don't you draft like 8 guys in the first round the next couple of years? Like you've got a lot of picks already in the cupboard.
We don't have a ton this coming year. We have a first and a couple seconds, but the year after that is when we have a whole bunch. But we'd like to use those at some time to acquire players. But teams really weren't interested in picks when you were trying to get their players. Like teams like Red Deer, Lethbridge, Swift, if you look, they want in return a young player that can help them sort of now, and they know what they're getting.
You also have some tremendous young talent on your roster. And I can imagine some teams came calling and said, can I have this guy? And you had to laugh, shake your head, and say, no, you're not speaking the right language.
I would hope that some wouldn't ask for the obvious.
Yeah.
Well, you can't trade the players that are born, if they're signed, born in 2009 or 2010. You can't. It's a rule. But our 08s, we have some good players, and those are the type of players that can step in right now and help teams and are good players. So we weren't willing to part with them. And here's the other side. We have players who've been here. We've had coaches who've been here for 2 years or so and have had tough years. And we've sold off the last couple of years. This is an opportunity for them to make the playoffs with a group that I feel can, and we had to give them that chance. I didn't want to take away from today's roster.
Nice.
What do you expect then out of the crew, coaching staff? It's got to come from them in the dressing room as well, and the messaging and all that. What are you expecting now out of that group, knowing that they're staying intact? This is the group that we're going to roll with.
Just what I've seen all year. For the most part, I have not been too upset with games we've lost. I've always thought our work ethic and competitiveness were there. Games we lost, listen, there are good teams in this league. And we've actually won some games against them. But we're going to have tough nights. But then there are teams that are somewhat like we are around our level that, if we put our nose to the grindstone, play how we can, we should come out on the right side of things.
I want to. Do you want to?
No, go ahead. Yep.
I can't remember who I was talking about this on the show. It was Cal Filson yesterday. Now, I wonder what's going to happen, or if you want to give me your take, Dale. Obviously, with the NCAA and everything started here last year with Braxton. But as it goes on and we're seeing these young players take the chance, go play NCAA, it seems that a lot of them are figuring out, and a lot of agents and advisors are figuring out, well, maybe at 7 or at 18, this isn't the best option for you because you're playing against men. Like, if anyone's ever watched college hockey, it doesn't matter what conference. It's real. There's men, all that. Do you think we're going to start, or are we starting to see a level off of kids maybe going, well, it might be a 19-20 thing, not the aggressiveness? Because I don't know why for the life of me. And I guess if you're a high-end player, sure. But if you can play dub until that ends, whether the team says, okay, or you can play into your 20s, why not have your cake and then eat it too and then go play college after?
Well, Barney, you perfectly said by you again, all those things are correct. But, you have to remember, it's just like any player, parents, they think that moving up, moving on is always the best. And getting to places fast isn't necessarily the best. There's always a process. And the one I kind of put it like this, when I talk to players even here, when that feel they should make our team right away, or I say you need to dominate or be a very good player at the level you're in first. You can't skip levels. So that's the way I look at it. And I'm sure people are going to figure out there was glitz and glam of going to the NCAA, but maybe it's not for some, it's for others. I think it'll level off, as you say. I think at least playing till you're 18 is probably a good idea. There are some 19-year-olds that probably can go into the NCAA and play and be very good, but it's generally a 20-year-old and up league.
Has the conversations changed with parents and whoever their advisors are, or whatever the case might be around this? Because before, if kid said NCAA, you immediately had to respect that he didn't want to go to the Western Hockey League. And now it's the case. How has that conversation changed with those people?
It hasn't changed too much with the younger players because their first step is to play in the Western League. Like, they're still in high school when you get them, if they make it on your team when they're 16. and even 17. So they're not talking too much about it, but I think a lot of the players look at it as a goal now to try to play well enough to have something like an NCAA scholarship after they're done, whenever that is. So, and that's great. That's realistic. And we try to help them to get to there. Once they're done playing here, all the best to them and good luck. Like Ephraim McNutt, he's got a school and he's committed and he's playing his 20-year-old year, loves it here. And next year, I'm very happy for him.
Perfect example.
Yeah,
I was just gonna bring that up. I think that's okay. So I want to put a bow on things when it comes to the draft. At your years, whether it was in PA or even back, did you expect more movement from teams and where the draft was? Because there was a couple of big whales, I guess, as Jon Keen put it, that went. Were you expecting more action yesterday and throughout this week?
Yeah, not really. I think there is a little hesitation by what we were just talking about. You can trade for 4 or 5 players and you do not know if they're going to be back the next year. Again, we talked about the players. You can only trade for players that are in grade 12 and up. So generally, essentially, the next year, any guy you traded for could be gone. So I think that has curtailed a little bit of the big time trading. You don't know if you're going to be able to in the future sell that player to get picks back. So I think that had things a little subdued or a little less happenings.
Okay, and before we let you go, I want to ask you the question, because you've traveled rinks with the boys, going to small town rinks in Saskatchewan, and we're talking because the Olympics, they're playing a test game there. When you think small ice surfaces in Saskatchewan rinks, which one comes to mind, or which couple come to mind?
100% Rollo. Rollo is by far the smallest, and you could throw in the Wilcox Community Rink, the one you have to flood with no pipes. Yeah, those two are wicked small. So there you go. I was ready.
Yeah, love it. Right on. Okay, best of luck tonight. Big 2 points on the line at the Brand Center. Thanks for doing this, Dale. Always appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Thank you very much. See you around the rink.
See you around there. Yeah. I might be going to that game tonight, actually. The big 2 points on the line.
There's a big 2 points on the line, is right. Yeah.
General Manager of the Regina Pats, Dale Derkatch, joining us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Break time. It's a Sports Cage. Thanks for all the texts that are coming in here. We got to get to some of these,
Love
Sharky.
These small town rinks.
By the way, we're streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Looking for the best gear at the best price? Extreme Hockey and Sport just raised the bar. Now, with a price match guarantee, find the same product anywhere else, show the price, and they'll match it. The gear you need, the service you trust, and the price you want. Why settle for anything less? Get the local loyalty and the price match guarantee only at Extreme Hockey. Any budget, expert fit. Your local sit and fit hockey shop. Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street, Regina's hockey shop.
Ever seen a cow in a toque or a sweater? You probably could. They're not fans of winter either. When it's freezing out, your herd still needs water. But good luck convincing them to trek half a mile through snowdrifts for a drink. That's where Keln Solar comes in. Their solar livestock watering systems let you drop a pump just about anywhere. No grid, no trenching, no drama. So let the cows stay cozy. You move the water. Keln Solar. They move water because your cows won't. Visit kelnsolar.com.
Get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Been a long day. Your feet hurt, your brain is fried, and now supper? You're staring into the fridge, contemplating your options, but your energy says, let's just not. Now imagine golden, crispy pizza loaded with all the Greek favorites. Feta, olives, tangy tomato sauce, fresh veggies, and melted mozzarella. Every bite is like a Mediterranean vacation for your taste buds, and you didn't lift a finger. Western Pizza. Dine in or take out today.
Get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, Regina's locally owned one-stop hockey shop. Now with a price match guarantee. 1425 McIntyre Street.
Riders releasing their coaching staff for the upcoming year. We know about Micah Johnson, going to be on the defensive line. How about local product Jeff Stusek? Going to be assistant.
Love that move. Love it.
Assistant on the special teams, and shout out to our boy Joshua Bell, defensive coordinator now with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Coach Mace, we knew. He's just I'm going to be head coach.
Yeah.
He got things done. Curling going on in Melville, Saskatchewan. The women have a draw coming up at 7 p.m. tonight. All the news at sportscage.com. Quickly, lots of hockey. Like we said, Pats are home to the Red Deer Rebels. In Saskatoon, Edmonton's in town. Swift Current and PA go at it up in Paradise. Moose Jaw is in Wenatchee. SJHL, Yorkton welcomes Melfort. Warman's in Estevan. Weyburn travels to the Battlefords. Humboldt welcomes Nipawin. Flin Flon at Larange. Melville at Kindersley. Saskatchewan Junior Female Hockey League. Lumsden Lynx in Regina to take on the Wild. 8:15. Prairie Junior, Assiniboia home to Pilot Butte. The Quakers are at the Regina Silver Foxes at the Wick. National Hockey League, one Canadian team. Winnipeg. Oh, they need a win. Home to the Los Angeles Kings.
Winnipeg needs a win bad.
It's for Extreme Hockey and Sport, your local hockey shop, where they have the price match guarantee. Sharky's Cup. There it is. By Umbrella Marketing. They're now open in Moose Jaw.
Wow.
At the Temple Garden Center.
Love it.
And they have the price match guarantee there. So Extreme Hockey and Sport, they're local. They support local. Appreciate them being part of the program as well. What do we got for time? Sprinkle of the day.
Ooh.
Let's get her going.
I like it.
Sprinkle of the day. Let's pull it up. Do you want to go college football?
Yeah, let's look at that. I do want to look at that.
Oh, also shout out to Jono on the YouTube chat, listening from West Vancouver.
Love it.
British Columbia. Is it still rainy out there, Jono?
It's rainy all the time out there.
Do we have it?
Liquid sunshine.
Where do we go? We go on all sports. We're going football. We could look at NFL this weekend too. See if any of those lines. Oregon, Indiana tonight though. National semifinal, number 2. You can go on to sportselect.com. You can play this game as a standalone because it's got the little S beside it. Indiana's 180, Pro Line. Oregon's 295. I'm a sucker for the ties. What about 355 in a 3-point football game? Take the tie there if you want.
Ooh, what do you got for an over-under?
49.5. It's indoors.
That's an over to me.
Oregon, Indiana. And then
both offenses are good.
Quickly just scrolling through to the NFL. It's back up to 11-point spread. Carolina and the Los Angeles Rams. Carolina has to cover that, do they not?
7?
11.
Oh, 11 they cover. 11 they cover.
That is a lot. Sports. And then the Green Bay Chicago line moved. Green Bay 2-point favorite. Oh, Chicago.
Green Bay is a favorite?
On the point spread, Sports Select, run. Don't run right now to any lotto spot retailer. Chicago, if you want to take that action. Chicago being a 2-point favorite. Buffalo. See, this one moved and I got it in at 1. I got Jacksonville at 1. Jacksonville is now minus 1.5 favorite. I got Jacksonville as the dog, the underdog at 1.
Okay.
And then San Francisco, the Eagles, that line has moved. The spread is -6 for the Eagles. And then New England, Los Angeles Chargers, Sunday night, the phone will be off. I'll be in the lazy boy. No one bother me. Let's go, Drake May.
So what do you got? What do you got? Patriots by what?
1 million. No, I'm not super confident in it, but
I would be.
-3.5 is the spread. They're 185 pro line. That means they got to win by more than 4 or more than 3. I don't know. Do what you want. Play responsibly. You can make your
I'd take
picks.
the tie on that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And then Houston, Pittsburgh. Forgot about that little dandy coming up on Monday.
What do you got for an over-under there?
38.5.
I think that is an over.
Yeah.
I don't see a 17-10 game.
What a time to be alive. Wild card weekend. Sportselect.com. Make your picks online. Generate the QR code. Parlay them. Combo them up. Play them standalone. It's all on there. You don't have to fill out the slip if you don't want anymore. Every bet's 100% legal. Your chance of winning cash in hand. Sportselect when you're ready to play. Bet in the original. Must be 18 plus to play and play responsibly. Jono says it's overcast, but rain is always promising out here. That's the golfer in me. I want to know. We'll take a break. Oh, we're right up against, Arash Madani in hour 3. We're going to get to more of your text messages. Female hockey player Bailey Schellenberg, big female game in Moose Jaw tomorrow. You're going to want to pay attention to that. And then Jorgen Hus again in hour 3. Sharky's here for Flooring Superstore. It is for our friends at Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. We'll be right back.
Regina Pats hockey.
Partial breakaway, right side stops. He scores!
Then at Dunlop Ford, Regina Pats hockey is back on your official voice of the Pats. 620 CKRM.
Tune into Puck Drop tonight at 7 when the Red Deer Rebels take on the Regina Pats at the Brandt Center.
Game day tickets are available now from the Pats box office. Don't miss a minute of the action. Listen on air or online at 620CKRM.com. Regina Pats hockey.
New year, same old basement? Freeze Tallman Lumber has everything you need to transform that space from storage to stunning. Framing lumber, insulation, drywall, interior doors, molding, and ceiling tiles. All the materials to turn your basement into something you'll actually use. Start the year by building it right with help from the pros who know interiors. And they'll deliver it if you live in Regina, Fort Capel, or anywhere in southern Saskatchewan. Visit freezetallman.com. Freeze Tallman. Let's get you building.
Boarding for Flight 246 to Edmonton is delayed 50 minutes.
What?
Sounds like Ojo time.
Play Ojo? Great idea.
Field of fun with all your favorite games like Wolf Gold and Joker's Jewels. Plus exclusive ones you won't find anywhere else. Groovy.
Hey, I won!
Feel the fun. Play Ojo.
Boarding will begin when passenger Fisher is done celebrating.
Yes!
Open to all players 18 and older. This is not a gambling site. Please play responsibly.
With Kloss, age is more than just a number. It's an opportunity for industry innovations before their time. Whether it is a 1-year Lexion combine with the latest technologies or a 15-year-old machine, you will find exclusive features designed to make your farming operation even more efficient. Check out our latest used inventory of Kloss combines and take advantage of interest rates as low as 0%. See your Kloss dealer today.
If you have a garage door that's running a little rough, you should really have Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists, come out and repair it. Or it may need to be replaced altogether. Yeah, just call Busy Bee Doors, the local experts who have been in the business for many, many years, because they can fix or replace any commercial or garage door.
Honey, calling Busy Bee.
Good idea. Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
This is 620 CKRM, a Harvard media station. Available everywhere in high-res audio with the CKRM app.
Good evening, I'm Tanner Wallace-Scribner from the SaskToday.ca newsroom with 620 CKRM News for Echo Sound in Fort Capel. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711 and brought to you by Capital Automotive Group. Capital's 100K giveaway is back. See capital100k.ca for more information. The Saskatchewan NDP is warning the proposed SGI rate increase would affect nearly every driver in the province. NDP leader Carla Beck says people in Saskatchewan depend on their vehicles and cannot absorb additional costs.
People here in Saskatchewan need those vehicles. They need them to get to work. They need them to do their work in many cases. But this is a government now on top of prior rate hikes that we heard about. It's Saskatchewan people that are paying the price because of the mismanagement of this government.
SGI filings show personal private vehicle rates would increase to an average of $48, with some drivers paying up to $137 more per year. Commercial light trucks could see an average increase of $96, while police vehicles would rise about $74 annually. Regina Police have expanded their downtown safety team with 4 new alternative response officers. These special constables join 9 others working alongside 8 sworn officers. Their role is to support public safety without an armed response. Last year, the team handled nearly 3,900 calls, transported over 500 people to complex needs facilities, and made thousands of business contacts. Police say the expansion will increase coverage and strengthen crime prevention efforts. Surfers across Saskatchewan are seeing new protections under changes to employment standards. As of January 1st, employers can no longer withhold or deduct tips from workers' wages. Ashley Fayant of Indulge Kitchen and Bar said tips often provide financial stability for servers, many of whom work minimum wage and limited hours. She said even modest tips can make a major difference over a short shift. Fellow server Kyle Davis of Dad's Diner echoed that sentiment, saying tips quickly become a relied-upon part of income. The provincial government says workers who have had tips held back can report it to employment standards, with employers required to pay back any money owed. Stats Canada reports Canada's economy added 8,200 jobs in December, mostly full-time. The unemployment rate rose to 6.8% nationally as more Canadians looked for work. Saskatchewan's jobless rate climbed nearly a full point to 6.5%, while Regina stayed unchanged at 6.8%. Economists point to inflation and trade challenges as factors weighing on the labor market, even as hiring continues in some sectors. That's 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sastoday.ca and 620ckrm.com.
Capital's 100K giveaway is back for 2026. The Capital Automotive Group is giving away $100,000 in cash and prizes with no strings attached. We're proud to be part of communities across Western Canada, and we know it's those communities that allow us to exist. So every once in a while, once a year to be exact, we're going to say thanks by giving away $100,000 in cash and prizes. To learn more and enter to win, check out capital100k.ca. Capital's 100K giveaway. Do not miss it.
Ever feel like managing your phone, internet, and streaming is like an old ski game? Zigzagging trees, dodging yetis, just trying to level up without wiping out your wallet? Good news! At Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer, you can glide through it all. New phone? Level up. Faster internet? Power boost. Max TV streaming. Bonus content. No obstacles, no yetis. Just experts who make it easy. Ski smoothly into the new year with SaskTel services. Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Capel. EchoSound.ca.
Brought to you by Line X Regina, Serious Protection Killer Lux, 1865 McCarra Street.
And now it's time for your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast for Line X Regina. Serious Protection Killer Lux, 1865 McCarra Street. And for Croft Electric, 27 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all your electrical needs. CroftElectric.com and on all socials. Now here's Precision Weather meteorologist Russ Murley.
No, pretty quiet January weather. Minor weather makers coming into play here. No big storms in the pipeline. The big weather highlight, of course, will be cold, minus 23 tonight. A light northwest breeze, so not a lot of wind chill to worry about. We're down to, again, minus 23 and rebounding to minus 10 tomorrow with partly sunny skies. Northwest winds will be southerly in the afternoon and increasing to 20 to 35, so a little bit of a wind chill there tomorrow afternoon. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. Temperatures rise to minus 2. A mix of sun and cloud, warmer, plus 1 Sunday. Big warm up here. Mostly sunny and mild on Monday with a high near plus 2. Partly sunny. It'll remain mild with a high of plus 2 again on Tuesday.
For 40 years, the team from Line X Regina has been protecting vehicles across Saskatchewan, and we're changing with the times. 3 generations of our family have protected your vehicles. Our business has evolved, and we're not stopping now. The next generation is here. Same family, same commitment, ready for the next generation of truck beds, rocker panels, trailers, bumpers, and running boards in all kinds of colors. Line X Regina, 1865 McCarra Street, the next generation of protective coatings.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents The Sports Cage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Nelson Homes, supplying home packages and RTMs for over 65 years. Be part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The Sports Cage. Streaming at sportscage.com, our YouTube channel, and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
It is for Nelson Homes on this Friday. Thanks for making time last hour here. Maybe you're out driving around, going to one of these small town Saskatchewan rinks because they're playing hockey at the facility in Italy that the Olympics should be held. Ice surface looks weird. Neutral zone's
a little out of whack.
The zones are the area from the blue line to the goalie. We're figuring
they ran out of paint for the red line, for the center line.
It's if you're watching the stream, it's wild stuff. Like that blue line to the goalie shot.
That's deep.
You got to have a shot. If there's any wind, it's going to affect it. Man, it's so cool. I love it.
The surface of the earth comes into play.
Let's watch how this plays out. So we're asking people about small ice surfaces in Saskatchewan. Brandon says his daughter plays in Rollo. We've had a lot of people mention Rollo. Dean says the Capel rink, where the dressing rooms are colder than the ice.
They are cold. And the ice is not any... Yeah, it's cold.
Luke says Langenberg rink is small. We had McNutt.
It's not huge. It's not huge. Yeah, it's not... Yeah.
We had somebody message McNutt earlier. Chicken wire for glass. That's the home of Darren Dreger. Langenberg... It's what else?
What else we got?
Corval. I think are they saying Dorval again?
No, Corval.
Corval's another spot.
I don't even know if there's a rink still there, but yeah.
2-foot step to get out of the penalty box. Also, Archerville up towards Tisdale.
Yeah.
KD. I've never been
in that barn.
Never been to that one. Another McNutt came in. Everyone's going to be entered for a Sports Cage hat. That let us know.
Look after that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Prairie Line Rentals text line. Still more to get to in the show. We're going to talk female hockey in a bit. Jorgen Hus is standing by, but let's get her going with Arash Madani.
It's time to go coast to coast with Arash Madani for Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Gawley at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
For Brian Gawley, like you said, Smart Investing Solutions. It's a Friday with Arash Madani. We should have had pints.
We should.
Yeah. It's
coffee. It's coffee in here.
We would have got it
I won't tell you what's in here either.
Yeah.
For Friday evening. Yeah.
That a boy. That he's on Eastern time, right? He's got a couple. He's got an hour head start.
At least.
Would that have made a difference? Would it have been on Pacific time?
True.
It's after lunch. That's good enough.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to CFL. We're gonna get to NFL in a bit. I have to ask you your thoughts because I said on the program yesterday. And I'm going to be that guy that says, I said, but then I'm like, we could be in for a classic tonight between Miami and Ole Miss. Said it on the show. Said it's one of those college feels where you sit for 4 hours on the couch and just watch good football. If you just want to be entertained, it doesn't matter what side of the border it's on. Just like Americans love watching the CFL games that are good. Sit down. It could be a classic. Could be a great football game. I changed my bet. I mentioned this 30 seconds before kickoff. I went from an old... What's that?
Hey, all that research you put in 30 seconds before you change your mind.
I'll tell you how I was swayed, my friend.
Okay.
I was watching the ESPN pregame show.
Yes.
They all picked Miami. And I was like, they're doing and I'm like, well, I think I should change from an Ole Miss money line to -3.5. Let's take Miami to cover it. And what a finish if you had that bet, because it comes down to the end. Anyways, long story short, instant classic. Was it a pass interference call? Because you never call those on a Hail Mary, but...
I like the rules analyst calling it hand-to-hand combat. Because that's what it was. Was it defensive pass interference? Yes.
Yes.
Was it offensive pass interference?
Yes.
Yes. And when they're just going at it, I was listening to Chris Fowler. He was on Dan Patrick today. He made a great point. He said 25 million people don't tune in to watch the referees. At some point, unless it's going to be absolutely egregious in that spot, it was Hail Mary-ish. You don't throw that flag unless it was fully on the defense, and it wasn't. It was back and forth. I like the non-call. What back-to-back primetime games. First we had Sunday night, Pittsburgh-Baltimore, and then last night, Ole Miss-Miami. Just 2 dynamite fourth quarters.
And maybe tonight.
And maybe tonight.
If you're watching the stream, here it is. Yeah. But like you said, Arash, and I said the same thing. I'm like, they're both committing fouls.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes a no call is the right call. You know? Let them play. And I think that's what a lot of people would want, and I think that's what the right thing to do there was.
Nobody wants to see a game ended by an official. Do you know what I mean? Like the official being involved in the end of a game or somehow influencing the end of the game, right? Some could say he was because he didn't make the call. Some could say he wasn't, right?
Seen it happen.
It's not good.
Dallas Stars won the cup.
Yes.
Some people will say, but I'm like, hey, you got to let that go. Madani needed his cup. And
the other thing about this too, guys, like I get they're being paid now, but they're still kids. Like it is still, they're 2 years out of high school. You know, like the pros, they are grown-ups, they're adults, they're the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. This is a totally different deal. You have a 20-year-old going up against a 21-year-old or a 19-year-old. That's the reality of what college football is.
I was watching it with the boy. He picked it up late. He wasn't there for the full. He was playing the video games and he came up and he loves the game, right? And I said, you know why this could be really fascinating? I think he watched the last probably 10 minutes with me ish. I said, because they're kids.
Yes.
And the scope of that packed stadium and the semifinal and the pressure, we could see something stupid happen because they're kids. And that's the beauty of it all. So then, he was glued to his seat as well. Speaking of Fowler, I watched that bit, but I didn't. I had to turn it up because I saw him smoking that vape in the hotel room today while talking to Dan Patrick. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But then he said it was for his voice.
Yeah, he's trying to get his voice back. Yeah, usually vaping helps get your voice back. That's what I should have told my parents growing up when I was in high school. Right?
Well, the non-filtered Demoriers out here in Sask.
The roll your owns.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over to the CFL here. Winter meetings happening next week in Calgary. A lot on the agenda. I saw it today also. Potential rule changes, maybe overtime, replay.
Let me stop you real quick, Barney. Just one thing. Here's what I appreciate of the new era with Stuart Johnston and the CFL. There's actually transparency on what they're going to talk about. There's not this cloak of secrecy of Fight Club behind closed doors of what is even on the agenda. They're letting their fans, their people know these are the items that we want to discuss. We're not saying that there are going to be necessarily changes, but these are the talking points that we have for the 2026 season and beyond. I appreciate that as somebody who follows the Canadian Football League, who wants to know what's going on in the Canadian Football League and the direction of the Canadian Football League. But I digress.
Okay, so what jumps out at you from everything that you saw?
A bunch. One of the interesting things was this idea of potentially an American draft. Now, for a long time, you know, if you're an American player who comes to the Canadian Football League, a team usually has your rights. You're on a negotiation list. Now, there is a neg list draft, again, in the cloak of secrecy that goes on behind closed doors. But I think in an NIL world, this actually does make some sense to do it with Americans, because the landscape of college football changing as much as it has is going to make a major impact on the CFL with the Americans who may or may not come up north of the border. So the idea of a draft, all right, let's talk it through. Let's think about the unintended consequences of it. Because there are unintended consequences of the neg list and names getting leaked. So that's something that immediately, among the list of things, that really stood out to me.
The one comment I'll make to that is it gives us another reason to follow along. It gives us another reason to pay attention to what's going on, not only to the CFL and the draft, but to even U.S. college sports, right? I don't have to follow it quite the same because I'll just wait till the neg list comes out and go look for the guy, right? Now I want to see who's in a position to even be on that draft pool.
You know, I'm listening to the game, or watching the game, listening to commentators, and they're talking about, here's Carson Beck in his 6th year of eligibility. You know, comes over from Georgia, making more than $4 million from the University of Miami. And like, I've had some conversations with league officials, like top league officials. They are worried. They are legitimately worried of what quality of American player is willing to come up here in their mid-20s, late 20s, if they've cashed in an NIL for 3 or 4 years, anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million a year. What's the appetite to come up here for 75 grand Canadian? In the old days, it wasn't like that. So now it's kind of like, okay, well, so this is going to be a really interesting frontier when it comes to the you go in the transfer portal right now, the going rate for an offensive lineman is $1 million. A quality offensive lineman. You know, the quarterback's making $3, $4, $5 million. You know, receivers are making $500,000-$600,000. If you do that for 3 years in college football, the entry level salary in Canadian dollars, this is going to be an issue.
Well, but again, if you want to be a football player and you're not on the NFL's radar, you got to go play at the league that's going to give you a chance to get there. That's the CFL. It's not selling Volkswagens. It's not working at Foot Locker. You got to go play football somewhere because they're not going to go find you in the mall and go, do you want to come and play for the Miami Dolphins? So if those guys really want to play football and they want to do that in their life, they're going to have to go somewhere and make that happen.
The mall.
It's not the mall.
The Orange Julius. Classic.
I was in Italy on this like random soccer tennis shoot back in like 2017, and went into a restaurant, and I'm looking over and I'm like, man, that guy looks familiar. And it turns out it was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year in basketball, men's basketball, played for the Florida Gators, did one ACL, did the other ACL, then did the other ACL again. Ended up playing overseas in Italy, and there he was, you know, the lone import player, surrounded by, 14, 15 Italian dudes at this restaurant, and everyone's speaking Italian. He's just sitting around just smiling. You never know where your athlete journey is going to take you.
You don't know.
It was awesome yesterday. We had Mike Thomas from the Regina Flag Football League on with Glenn Suter, because the registration for Regina Flag Football, Youth Flag Football, was Monday, and I think they're going to be about 3,700 kids.
Wow,
playing this year is what the projections are. Now, CFL is going to be talking about the Olympics at the winter meetings as well. CFL players now approved to go. It's a no-brainer, obviously.
Yeah, and to me, the number one player on Team Canada, that as long as he's healthy, you pencil in at quarterback, is Nathan Rourke. Like, that is check. That after that, I think you kind of shrug your shoulders and wonder, okay, like, what could you do? Is Marc-Antoine Dequoy of the Alouettes, yeah, he's a safety, but could he be a pass rusher for you? He's long, he's athletic, he can get to the quarterback. The rest of the positions don't necessarily translate, but quarterback can and quarterback does. Like right now, Michael O'Connor, who won a Vanier Cup for UBC, played in the CFL for a little while with Toronto. He's the national team quarterback, but my presumption is for LA, the idea is that Rourke would be the quarterback.
So now I have to ask you both this question because you've both made the point, as we've done this all along, is that it's a very different game. Flag football from regular football is a different game. So if Nathan Rourke's not playing that and we pluck him out of the BC roster and go, hey, you're going to the Olympics for Team Canada, and he goes, what am I throwing? What's the play call here?
Not how it'll work.
Yeah, I can't see it being that simple, right? You guys have talked about it being different. How is it that
he would
transition
practice in the off season. He's going to have to go and learn the game. He's going to have to, because it might not be a fit. Because the other guy that could throw for Canada is Curtis Rourke.
Sure.
I was just looking up their 40 times to see who's faster. Because the element of speed, if you run an offense with speed, but then if you look at the Italians, when I watched 3 years ago the World Championships, the guy was about 6'7". He didn't move, and he took another 3 yards back. So the rusher was going to be hard to get. He's not moving. He just was so
slinging the ball,
slinging it. So Elgersma, I don't know who else we going to throw in there.
Well, let me take it further in terms of skill development, skill change, etc. I believe there could be a spot for Trey Ford on this roster as a backup quarterback, but Trey, you also better get your gloves out because we're going to need you to play receiver.
You have to.
Yeah. We're going to need you in the offseason work with a receivers coach because, there's only one quarterback on the roster. We don't have enough roster spots. It's not a 53, 46-man roster here. So Trey Ford, yes, if something happens to Rourke, if there's an injury, if there's a certain situation. Otherwise, we need your athleticism and your roster spot to be used in a different way. So it's... like the best example that I could give somebody is if you've ever been to a basketball 3-on-3 competition, they're basically playing inside, like from the 3-point line in. Okay, 3-on-3, not even a half court. Tackle football's 5-on-5 full court basketball. 3-on-3 is 3-point line and in, and that's with six people on the floor. And so it's going to be a different animal, and Canadians are going to learn about it.
Yeah. We could talk till 7:00 tonight about this, me. But the one thing, just to put a bow on it, with the Trey Ford, you got to be versatile. If you're not going to be the main chucker, you got to be, and you got to be. The other thing where he could maybe be effective because he's so agile / fast, plus he thinks it, he could be a good rusher.
Yeah.
The guy that rushes the quarterback. So, like I said, we've got to move on because I'll go pour myself an old fashioned and we will be sitting here talking flag football for a while. Let's can we go to NFL? Behind Sharky, you see a New England Patriots flag. We are the home of the New England Patriots in Regina, Saskatchewan for the next 3 days here on the Sportscage. We said we were going to talk AFC. I want to talk... As a Patriots fan, I'm not overly confident because anything can happen, just like a lot of these games in the AFC side especially.
Yeah, I like the Patriots this week. I think that the Chargers' lack of a left tackle and a right tackle is going to be very problematic. But I know this sounds so basic. What's going to be really important for the New England Patriots to do is tackle Justin Herbert the first time. Justin Herbert's going to be running around, and he's got this uncanny ability to have defenders just bounce off of him. The yards after contact have to be minimized by New England's defense if they want to win this football game. If they do, advantage Patriots. If they don't, it's an altogether different football game.
I look at... If I'm going to play the little betting game here, I've got 3 road teams I'm picking. The Rams over the Panthers.
Whoa, going out on a limb.
Colson's excited. Colson's here to listen to that.
49ers over the Eagles and the Texans over the Steelers on Monday night.
So there have been 8 coaches fired already. A quarter of the NFL coaches.
Yeah.
My question to you is, if the Houston Texans win on Monday night, is Mike Tomlin safe?
Great question.
I think so. I do. I think so.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pittsburgh doesn't have a history of firing coaches. What have they had? Five in the last century? It might
not be Pittsburgh. Mike might go, if Harbaugh doesn't land in Miami, or Mike might go, that Atlanta gig looks very interesting. Oh, Las Vegas, eh? I like my games a chance. Maybe I want to head out. I want to change. He's been there a long time. It might be nice for him to say, let's handshake this out. It's been it's been real. It's been fun. But lately it hasn't been real fun.
And look, I'm not in the business of wanting to get coaches fired or anything like that. Here's my other one. If Chicago beats Green Bay, a Packers team that went 9-6-1 and hasn't won a playoff game in 4 years, is Matt LaFleur, with a new president over there in Green Bay, is Matt LaFleur on the hot seat?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Again, he might take that little cheesy mustache down to Miami.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, you really want to grow up and be a professional football coach, do you? Yeah, we're talking about the possibility of 10 of 32 jobs, including Pete Carroll, who's a one and done. Yeah. It's nuts.
And I just, for the life of me, hope that we don't start hearing, well, Belichick's in the running. They're going to interview Belichick. Please.
Somebody will.
Please, man. Please.
Jordan's working the phone for him right now.
I love the Miami situation, because you kind of got Dan Marino doing whatever he does, and then now you got Troy Aikman calling some shots there, being an advisor
in Miami. Oh no!
Yeah, all we're missing is Ace Ventura, and then we're all covered.
Ray Finkel. Where's Ray Finkel? Ihorn is Finkel. Finkel is Ihorn. Okay, I gotta say, back to the Patriots. Okay. Flag, official Patriot station here. You know what? I don't know if you guys ever been to a game at Gillette.
No.
One of the cool things about Gillette Stadium, it's not getting to it or leaving it, because it is awful. It bottlenecks. It's
one road in, one road out.
Oh, it's so bad laid out. Although you have that whole little complex they built around there now, which is great. They play, and I don't know if this is Robert and Jonathan Kraft's taste of music, they play a lot of good 90s rock. They don't play to the teens and the kids and the hot to goes and all that.
There's no Bieber?
You're going to hear some Motley Crue. You're going to hear some GNR, and you're going to hear a lot of Bon Jovi.
Wow.
At Gillette. You ever been there?
I have, yeah. It's this is, and I don't know if this is still the case, but I was there pre-COVID. They still had paper tickets. I'm like, really? Like, that's what we're doing here?
Tell them to call me.
Yeah. I want to word this properly. It's not a dangerous place to be if you're wearing the other team's jersey, but you certainly are not welcome there. There is not a lot of friendliness if you're not rooting for the Pats.
They don't try to even be kind to you, do they? No.
Here's the thing about Boston. Just playing with guys from there, being there a lot, I found, my one buddy, he learned the hard way, that they're cool with you being there. They're not going to be overly hospitable, but they're all right.
They'll accept it.
But you want to start being tough guy or running your mouth, then you better be able to go. Because then they're not putting up with you.
No.
Like, they're not going to like you, but they're not going to jump you for no reason and beat the snot out of you like they would in Philly, maybe.
I'll tell you a fun Philly. I'll tell you a fun story about the Meadowlands. Years ago, I went as a fan. Bikes were playing New York, and buy scalper tickets, whatever, resale tickets, and I'm in a giant season ticket section. So it's just a sea of blue and white, and two jerks come in purple
with their purple thumbs
first. And I'm hearing it, and I'm hearing it, and I'm hearing it, and I just don't react. I don't react. And the Vikings in the first quarter could not have played worse. And I'm just screaming all hell at them. And then between the first and second quarter, I hear, "Hey, you bleep. Hey, you bleep." And I know they're talking to me. Finally, he's like, "Hey, Peterson," because I had an Adrian Peterson jersey on. I kind of look over, and he said, "Hey, you're welcome here anytime. You hate your team way more than we hate your team."
Oh, is that good?
Yeah.
That's New York,
Yeah. And when you end up buying tickets and we're just some absolute pigeons going down for you, and you buy, these are good seats, and you're cheering for the other team, and you end up in a section like that, because I've done it. I've been there. You know who also hears it? That season ticket holder that sold the tickets. Because then those guys, you owe us around. Yeah. The next game, you owe us around and all that. I think you said once, too, that the interesting story about Bon Jovi played at one of the stadiums.
So if you remember 15, 16 years ago, the Bills in Toronto series, they played a bunch of preseason, regular season games up at the Rogers Centre. And there was legitimate talk that at the time, Ted Rogers and Phil Lind wanted to bring the Bills to Toronto. And John Bon Jovi was part of that ownership group, and the people of Buffalo were incensed. They were like, "You're not taking our team away, blah, blah, blah." And obviously it didn't end up working out. Ted Rogers passed away. The thing kind of fell apart, and then the Pagulas stepped in and bought it. To this day, at a Buffalo Sabres or a Buffalo Bills game, you will not hear Bon Jovi played at the arena or at the stadium. They have long memories over there in Western New York. You're not taking our football team from us.
I appreciate holding a good grudge. I really do. I'm a big fan of a good grudge.
Okay. Yeah. Before we let you go then, because I love doing this kind of stuff, pop culture time. Favorite Bon Jovi song?
Probably Living on a Prayer.
Arash?
Yeah, I mean, that's the song you always hear.
I thought for sure one of you was going to go with Bad Medicine. You know what mine might... Maybe the most underrated one, too, that was good. Born to Be My Baby.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, Wanted Dead or Alive isn't bad.
Yeah, I go Dead or Alive.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably grabbed some Jordache jeans back at a sock hop to that in your day.
I think they're even younger than me.
All right, Arash. What a weekend. What a night to watch football and then into the weekend. Western pizza.
Yes.
It's a Western pizza
Western
weekend.
pizza kind of weekend.
Don't rub it in. Rub it in.
Maybe Spiro will send one on the direct.
He can ship. He can ship if you need him to. Yeah.
Okay. Catch you, buddy. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
There's Arash Madani. Coast to coast with Arash Madani. For Brian Golly, Smart Investing Solutions. You got to be smart with your money. Call Brian Golly. He'll help you out there. 2, 3, 4. Na, 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 na. Oh, Bon Jovi. I'm going to listen to that on the way home now. It's a Sports Cage where we talk pop culture. We're the home of the New England Patriots.
Unfortunately.
We'll be back in a moment.
Since 1949, Nelson Homes has been providing you one-stop shopping for ready-to-move homes, panelized packages, and on-site builds. Nelson Homes' team of authorized dealers all over Saskatchewan would be happy to help you turn your dream home into a reality. In the Saskatoon area, call Kurt at Canadian Timber Homes or call 1-800-661-6534 for more information. Nelson Homes, trusted quality and service since 1949.
Out here in southern Saskatchewan, the sun shows up for work every day. Might as well make it earn its keep. That's where Keln Solar comes in. These folks travel all over the province helping people put solar on their homes, farms, and cabins. They're local guys, Sask-born, Sask-raised, and not going anywhere. Except, to your place. Now's the time to start planning for spring and summer 2026 bookings. Give Keln Solar a call and they'll come show you your best options. Keln Solar. They move the power so you don't have to. KelnSolar.com.
Access is connected where it counts, in your community and in your home. And right now, we're making it more affordable for you to stay connected at the acreage, the cabin, or the farm. With Access Rural Internet for as low as $69.95 for 24 months. Plus, you can add Access Next TV Stream. And keep an eye on things with Access Rural Security. Stay connected, stay local. With fast, reliable, homegrown solutions from Access Communications. Visit myaccess.ca to sign up.
It's time for the Sports Ticker, brought to you by Steelcraft Doors Regina, made in Western Canada for Western Canadians.
Can you believe it? They were playing hockey at the rink in Milan, Italy today. Speaking of Olympic hockey, heading to her third Olympics, Saskatoon's Emily Clark has been named to the women's squad. Western Hockey League tonight in town. Regina Pats hosting Red Deer up in Saskatoon. The Blades welcome Edmonton, Swift Currents in Prince Albert, Moose Jaws in Wenatchee. Some senior hockey, big games tonight. Southie and Raymore. Moosomin in Redvers in the Big Six. That's a dandy. Langenberg at Wapella on the natural ice tonight, and Rokenville's in Theodore. Curling continues in Melville. Women have a go down tonight. 7 p.m. is their next one. All of the details at sportscage.com. Women's hockey tomorrow in Moose Jaw. Senior Women's Hockey League having their showcase first ever. Like I said, the event is coming up tomorrow in Moose Jaw. The Women's Hockey Showcase. Top players from the Saskatchewan Senior Women's Hockey League. Bailey Schellenberg is joining us now on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Bailey, this is a pretty cool event. Now, I'm going to say, let's say last year or maybe 24 months ago, did you think you'd be playing women's senior hockey and playing in an all-star event in Moose Jaw?
Never. No. This is a big surprise even for me, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
What? Tell me about the league now. Inaugural season, as I just really found out, the North and South Division. I thought it was all one division, but just talk about how things are going, because a lot of times, when a league fires up and you got to find players and you got to find teams and all that, there are growing pains. But how have things been going?
They've been going good towards the end of the season here. We started off pretty slow on the start. I think just trying to have a team out here in the north, we took whoever would play. And I actually wasn't supposed to play. I was just going to be an affiliate player, and when they needed me, they'd call. And it turned out they needed an extra player, and I ended up playing full time. So as we've kind of grown together, we've formed some chemistry, and we've got some wins under our belt now. So it's started to be a pretty exciting and successful season for the end of our team here.
That's probably very familiar and similar, though, to senior men's hockey, where it's like, oh, yeah, we'll put you on the list to make as many games as you can. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we need you all the time, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how it went.
And I would suspect, because I think you were saying here before we started, that there are a lot of women that obviously played high-level hockey, but maybe haven't played in a while, kind of like yourself.
Yeah, there is quite a few girls, and it's been surprising to me playing some games, some girls that I've lost touch with throughout the years, as you do. You see them on the ice, and it's like, oh, so-and-so's here, so-and-so's here. And they haven't played in a while either and had some time off or had a baby in my case. My daughter's turning 2 in February, so that kind of took me away from the ice a little bit. But it's really nice to make those connections again and have the opportunity to skate. I mean, there's girls that just came from university or the junior league that they were playing in, so they're pretty fresh on the ice. But to have the opportunity to tie the skates on again is pretty cool for us.
One thing, work gets in the way, like anything. And for you, obviously, your full-time job is a teacher as well, but you have the rodeo. Now, has this, affected what you can do rodeo-wise, because it's kind of winter? Is it the downtime for you?
It's been the downtime for us, so it's really worked out in my favor. Although I told myself I was going to stay home this winter and off the road to get a break and catch up on some sleep, but that didn't happen. But I'm pretty glad that I took the opportunity to play. It's been a different change of pace a little bit, games on the weekends, and just taking that time off from rodeo and changing that competitive nature back into hockey and channeling, that extra, getting that physical activity too has been great.
Now I gotta ask, because anyone of us, that's played senior hockey in Saskatchewan, there are a lot of road trips when you don't really want to leave your city or your town because the roads might be dicey, the weather, it's cold and all that. I'm sure there's been a few of those too for you ladies.
Yeah, there has been. I mean, we haven't had to travel super far. I think the furthest trip for me was to Delisle. So again, 3 and a bit hours for me, and I ended up hitting a deer on the way home, and that's just part of it. It's part of living in Saskatchewan too, and you just dress warm and hope for the best to get home, I guess.
Okay, now I have to ask you this question because, you know, do you after games, you know, do the ladies like to have a pint or two, maybe a beer, or is that not a thing?
Oh, we have a case of Michelob after every game. Maybe not the whole case, but we each kind of have a beer after the game and enjoy it. So that's been a fun part of it too, the social aspect.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, you know, the event and the showcase in Moose Jaw. Maybe, Bailey, if you could name drop a few of the players, maybe players that you played against, like you said, from the past that you know, went on or had good careers, or maybe let's name drop some of the people that are skating tomorrow.
For sure. Jenna Smith, she's on Team North with me. She played for U of C. So we played against each other for a couple years, and then she went on to a pro career overseas, and she's very, very talented. She's a threat anywhere on the ice. And then I know for sure on Team South, there's Paige Wheeler, Rianne Watson, Tony Ross. I never played with the first 2 girls, but I played with Tony Ross, and she's an outstanding goaltender, and those other 2 can put the puck in the net whenever they want as well. So I'm pretty excited to, you know, bring that rivalry back. It's a friendly rivalry for sure, but to get on the ice with those girls again will be pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, put a case of beer on the line or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get some action going. All right, Bailey, thanks so much for doing this. Appreciate it. It's awesome. And I know there's a lot of people looking forward to the event tomorrow in Moose Jaw. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
It's in Moose Jaw, 7 p.m. puck drop at the Temple Garden Center tomorrow night. You're on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan. It's a Sportscage, 620 CKRM, also streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.
Getting in on more of the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Get